dialed in to Box and Brews, you might hear something you can use. Like tips on your cash or tips on the suds. You're gonna want to use the smarts of these stuff. Cause they know the brews, and they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks. So listen up, cause shit's not funny. And save yourself some beer money. Bucks and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Nick, you've had a hell of a day.
To say the least.
While you're sitting there pouring your beer.
Say, when have I ever been? I mean, I've been late, but it's just running behind. It's crazy.
You are late from time to time. It's only 6:05. We're not that bad this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Tell me what you got. I mean, you had these last week, but you didn't drink them.
oh yeah, I said but we didn't announce them. So
We did not.
all right, what am I drinking? It's called Kielbasa King, a Mosaic Nelson hopped double IPA. So from Hop Butcher.
What the hell's that?
This is located in ? I don't know. I'll find the
Sweet.
answer. Back you.
Not too worried about it. Next two. Save the best brewery for last. Huh?
Sick. And then I have a Cherry Goes, beer with natural flavor added.
Mike would like that.
Goza.
And
It's like watching the Ghostbusters in Boston.
He's
Goza.
gonna call it goes again just so you know.
oh, guaranteed. Anderson Valley. Let's say it looks like it's
California.
Anderson Valley Brewing Company in California.
All right. And then one of our
Uh,
favorite breweries.
One of our favorite breweries, yeah.
Because they gave us a 6-pack.
That's still brewing in Normal, Illinois.
Normal.
Say the Haze Between double dry hopped hazy IPA.
I mean, you're literally drinking nothing outright.
Yeah.
I would drink the Goza.
I almost gave you I was like, oh, I'm giving the rest of this, and I was
No.
like, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and drink that.
Just drink that.
So what did you come with?
I have nothing new. So I decided to take one of the Guinness non-alcoholics
Good for you.
and mix it with the caramel apple from Lakes.
Yeah.
Caramel
But
apple
whose
alcohol.
Yes.
idea was that?
That was Mike's idea. Mike goes, you should
Good
mix
idea.
those two. That'll be good. And it is quite good.
Yeah.
I also have a Labatt's non-alcoholic because I figure, we'll be on this for a little bit, so I might as well have some drinks.
Sure.
Then I have another caramel apple, and I'm back to Rourke's French Toast Devil Dog Oatmeal Stout because I love that oatmeal stout. Mike, you got anything?
I'm starting with a shock top twisted pretzel. I'm
Alright.
pretty sure I've had before. And then I've got from Pear and Brewing a passion fruit goza. So I can pretend I'm, the evil guy from Ghostbusters while I'm in Boston.
I mean, technically, she was a
Looking
girl,
for the
but
key master and the gatekeeper.
She was a girl.
And I
yeah.
got a trick or treat still left over from last week.
That sounds so good.
That sounds good.
We have a guest this week, Nick.
You do. You like guest week?
We love guest week, so we're joined by. I'm gonna murder your last name, Sarah. So I'm not even.
Yep,
gonna try.
Sarah Juree.
Thank
Sarah
you.
Juree.
So, we have a themed episode this week. We'll get to that in a minute. Sarah, are you drinking anything?
I just have some water, but I'm really jealous of these dessert beers that you have. I
Yeah.
feel like I need like a sweet dessert beer.
We're a short drive. Anytime you want, we can introduce you to some great beers, and then you can break some
Don't
shit
tease
here.
me.
Sick.
So before we get into tonight's episode, do we want to talk about stupid shit?
If you want.
I kind of do.
Sick.
20 fucking years got me this.
Oh, that's a really nice, Oh, but hey, the good news is designed in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
It's not built, it's designed there. 20 whole years. And
20 fucking
Is
years
it
got me that.
collapsible?
It is collapsible. I think it costs about $15. I mean, it was between that and free valet
free
parking passes at the
No,
hospital.
No,
So,
you could have donated.
I could have donated. Yes, I could have donated the $15.
You want to donate to our cause.
20 fucking years,
Yeah,
man.
good for you.
I was young when I started there.
I was young when I started with my job. I was younger when I started my job than you were when you started your job.
That is very true.
Because you and I are yet aren't quite 5 years apart in age.
No, but I am younger. I will point that out, even if I look older.
Let's see.
What helps
Um,
when I shave? I do look a bit younger when I'm clean
You
shaven.
definitely do, and I'm never doing that. So.
Me too. You should see me shaved.
It wasn't.
I've seen you
intended.
shaved.
12-year-old.
It wasn't. It wasn't intended.
I look like Mike, man. Just
Mike
grown
fucked up
12-year-old.
while he was shaving.
Oh, did you nick yourself?
No,
Yeah,
I
you
just
go too
over.
much
I was
off his
trimming and
time.
I over trimmed.
Hate when that happens.
Did you want to get into any of your bullshit, or you want to ignore it?
My bullshit. Real quick, Sarah, we're not trying to keep you, but we like to talk about how our life is just constant annoyance. So I'm sitting.
Disarray.
Say, can't make this shit up,
You
right?
really can't.
I think that's everybody's.
I'm sitting watching my daughter do gymnastics, and I get a phone call, and this guy's like, "Hey, you were in here getting an oil change. Want to know how it was?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was fine." He's like, "I think your card was overcharged," and I was like, "All right." Like, he goes, "Well, we're doing this basically. There's a like I have an open investigation. Will you mind taking a look at shit? I have my bank account. And boom, there's $11,000 just fucking missing." I'm like,
Oh my,
"Ah, all right." Yeah, I said, "Dude,
That's a good day.
it's not you, it's me."
Somebody forget to do like the decimal plate or for the
No,
before
no.
the set.
it's worse.
And so, and it's just, I have a bounce check for this. I have a bunch of other shit,
My God.
literally totaling like $11,000. I'm just like, "Hey, bud, I don't really need to be talking to you at this 2 seconds. Like, I got to figure my life out quickly." I call and I do whatever. Part of it is, a couple thousand or a couple $1,000s of payroll check that is bounced, and I'm like, "Hey, where'd you get that figured out?"
You think?
They're like, "Well, we pre-front all this stuff, and I don't know how that could happen." And I was like, "I don't know either, right? Like, that's why I'm telling you about it." But they'll make that good. And then my bank's like, "All right, we're gonna get into the rest of this really, really quickly because that's a lot of coin." And I was like, "Yeah." So, here I am transferring, shit tons of money over, and it just looks worse because I'm still missing a bunch of money. Like, I overdrafted my account for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
Congrats, me. Like, it's
I mean, you really
Well,
did
you've
it.
always talked about having a cushion, but you don't think of needing a like $11,000. You think 2 or 3,000, maybe 5,000.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
cushion.
I mean, this is really good considering, we met up with Nick last night and all he was doing was bitching and moaning about having no money and how much he has to spend on the cruise, and he's not going to do anything on the cruise except go gamble to try and win back all of his money.
I'm gonna win back fucking like 12 grand.
did it
okay?
work?
We're going on the cruise in like 6 weeks. I'll let
Yeah.
you know how good I gamble.
Okay,
As long
good.
as I get my money beforehand, this bank better hurry the fuck up.
No shit, right?
I was
Is
gonna
this
say,
the
the
bank I'm
food in-
thinking it is?
It's like
The
so,
food
yeah,
and drinks are already paid for, except when we're on the islands and stuff
Well,
like that.
Well, he can stay on the boat and drink on the boat.
Yeah, there's a casino on the boat, so I don't like. My favorite is, my wife's like, "Oh, you better do other things." And I'm like, "There's a casino, there's drinking. I don't need anything else."
You know what I love?
You might go see the sun.
I'm talking to my wife, and she's like, I'm like, well, why don't you and Courtney and Emerson just go do something when,
Yeah.
and Caitlin, when we're, doing whatever we're doing. And she's like, yeah, but if we go do something, maybe Emerson can't do whatever that is, and then you guys have to babysit. I'm like, we guys don't have to do shit. My daughter's 27. Nick
Yeah,
has
Nick-
to watch his daughter.
Nick has
Mike and
to
I don't have
babysit.
anything.
Doesn't bother me, man.
I mean, we'll just have to be on. We might have to be on the family side of the pool or whatever. But
I'll be in the peeing section. I don't care. Dude, Thank-
Section.
I love the peeing and non-peeing section in the pool, right? Like,
All right,
the drunker I get, the more on that side I'm gonna end up being.
so we're gonna
I
get.
was gonna say, yeah, the P section may not be designated by age.
Yeah, that's
oh
fact.
No, it definitely is not. It's the old
No,
people.
it's just with these. There's like a separate like pool on another side of the deck that's for adults.
Sarah, I'm not sure if you're old enough to remember back in my day. There was a smoking section and a non-smoking section in a restaurant.
I'm gonna say this right now, and it's gonna fucking floor you.
Yeah,
She's older than you.
I
I mean, she looks 10 times better than the three of us, but
combined.
she's older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how old you are though, but I'm almost 41.
Yeah, I'm like 60.
I just turned 45. Mike just turned 48.
I just turned 34. God,
You're the young one.
Oh yeah, the baby of the group.
yeah.
I'm full cougar right now.
Say,
Nothing wrong with that.
I've never had a problem with that in my
Nope.
life. So,
Why not?
so Sarah, I'm glad to have you.
You lost your voice there.
Taking these things out. This is an episode that some people wonder a lot of things about, right? I mean,
Well,
especially on the financial side.
We haven't even described what it was. So Saturday, I sent you and Mike an article about a nurse in I want to say she was in Ohio.
Yeah.
Who got fired from one of the facilities because everybody at the facility was pulling up her OnlyFans while she's in a patient room.
Yeah.
So I had mentioned, hey, I think we should do an episode on, people leaving quote unquote normal jobs to go and, do their own fucking thing.
Yeah.
We talk about that stuff a lot. And yesterday I was poking around one of the websites we use to find some interesting guests, and I happened upon Sarah. So sent her a message on there, sent her a message on Instagram, and towards the end of the day, Dawn goes, "Has she replied yet?" I said, "No." She goes, and Dawn goes, "Go post something on one of her actual posts." I'm like, "All right." Like 20 minutes later.
So
it came together so quickly.
I like that, like you and Dawn, right, are way older than me, way older.
And we know how to use the
so much
internet.
better with technology, right?
Dude,
Like,
I've been good with technology since I was a kid.
like I would have just been
Because you don't have technology.
like, if it was me trying to get Sarah, I would have just like stood outside and be like, "Hey, Sarah, you want to come on the show?" Oh, she didn't answer. Sucks. Like,
You
Are you lucky
recently
you
got
have-
Wi-Fi for your home.
I do have Wi-Fi now.
Yeah, you've had it for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, like 2 whole
2
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah. We are no longer Amish. She laughs about it like it's not a true fact. Like I didn't have internet or cable for, oh gosh, I mean my daughter's 7. I'd say 10 years now. My wife's been out of college that long, high school. Let's say.
So Sarah, we opened this location 2 years ago, and one of the drawing points to this location for me was there was an upstairs where Nick and I could podcast from, because he was trying to do it via hotspot on his phone and he was dropping constantly.
So,
Oh yeah, you can't do it without a good signal.
Yeah, he was, and it was ridiculous.
so you
The
can.
funny part is, I think when he was on vacation in South Dakota, he had better
He did have better
Reception.
reception.
than he did at his
Yeah.
house.
And my dumbass didn't do it from my phone, right? I did it from my laptop still, and I'm carrying my laptop, walking around outside, like
Yeah, but he
Trying
was
to
using
find
his
the
phone's
signal.
hotspot as his internet.
this is ridiculous.
Did you have to take a drink every time he lost signal?
Yeah, I just sit there and go, yeah, Nick's gone again. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna talk about other shit until he comes back.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
So Sarah, let's say we mentioned a little bit about what this is about. So tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, and what kind of brings you here today.
Yeah, sure. So I am in Indiana. I'm a mom of twins. Well, I'm a single mom of twins, and I've been a teacher for about 20 years. So like most of my career, I got into informal education pretty quick into my career. So essentially most of my teaching career was like teaching field trips and stuff. So that was actually my last job. The program that I worked for actually was started in Michigan, and it was a STEM program for kids. So 5th graders would come to us and we would have fun with them with STEM. We would engineer a seatbelt for an egg, run it down a wire into the wall, see if it survived or if it turned into ooey gooey egg death. We would program Lego robots. We would mix chemicals, build molecules. It was a great program. I loved it. It was a great job for being a single mom. It had a lot of flexibility. However, as we all know, teachers are kind of notorious for not making a lot of money. So I have always been like a very hard worker, and I was doing all these side jobs. Like I taught reading tutoring. I bought equipment. I taught myself how to sublimate and make shirts and mugs and tumblers. I got my certificate in group exercise, so I would work out with friends for extra cash. I lost a lot of weight myself, so I would coach people in keto. And I even got into the teeth whitening business. So I was constantly working some sort of side job just to kind of keep my head above water. And despite my hard work, I still kept getting further and further in this poverty cycle. My rent was $1,100. I didn't get health insurance, so I paid $250 a month for that. And my paycheck was like $1,600. So if you do the quick math, basically one whole paycheck went to just health insurance and rent. And that didn't include, you know, the things my kids needed, my car payment, my car insurance. So, you know, during COVID, we got some stimulus money. We were getting like the child tax credit stuff. But all of a sudden that all ended. And then we all know how fast that inflation hit with the gas prices going up, groceries going up. So just as a single mom, I just kept feeling the squeeze financially. And I have a friend, she actually lives right over the border in Michigan. And she started an OnlyFans page and she made $10,000. And she was like, hey, I started an OnlyFans page. I'm going to mentor women on how to create this revenue stream. And so, like, being the entrepreneur that I am, that looked like a very viable option to kind of get my head above water and create some additional revenue to kind of help myself out. So I started an OnlyFans page. And my goal was that during July, when I had my month off of work, that I was going to just kind of test it out, see if I was able to make some money on it to supplement my teaching income.
Sure. Now, so you talked about a couple things. I have a million questions already.
Yeah.
So she made 10,000, like, in how long did she make 10,000?
A month.
Oh, she made 10,000 a fucking month. Like,
You make
Yeah.
10,000 in a month?
don't fucking worry about me.
Yeah.
And
Without selling a house, are you making 10 grand in a month?
no,
Okay.
I'm gonna say. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
Without hustling. No.
You're right.
Okay, so she made 10 grand a month, and then the other thing that you'd brought up. Sorry. So we're gonna talk about the mentoring thing. Well, I'll ask those questions.
Oh,
later.
absolutely.
But like, we have to ask the question because there's gonna be people that don't know, because in theory, I actually don't. I know what OnlyFans is in a general sense, right? The same as I know what Snapchat is, and
Yeah.
I didn't know that Snapchat was used for certain things because you know, like, I had no idea because
Nick, you didn't even have internet.
well,
Right.
and so it's funny because it just popped up on my reminders of Facebook today, and it was like, hey, I've joined the fun of Snapchat. This was 3 years ago when they were talking about raiding Area 51 because
Okay.
this was COVID stuff, and they were like, so I was like, I downloaded Snapchat because somebody was like, you can go on there and see people's snaps. I was like, dude, I'm gonna watch them raid Area 51. I'm gonna watch people either get like destroyed by aliens or something. Like, so that's the only reason I downloaded it. And then people were like, oh, you're getting into sexting and stuff, and I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm literally just watching other people around the world, like, and I really just want to see these people. And then in my job, right, it was people on strike, and so like we'd be watching that for like logistic stuff, and I'm sitting here laughing at all my stuff on the dock, going, well, we ain't shipping that today, are we? Like, there's a lot of barbecue. So,
Well,
You know
I
where I
have
learned
internet,
everything.
Nick, and I don't even understand fully what some of these.
yeah,
social
so if you
media
could, I mean,
things
I had
are.
Snapchat, just so you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just like years
So
ago.
if you are familiar with Facebook,
yeah.
OnlyFans is set up almost identical to Facebook.
Oh,
You
okay.
have, you have a wall where you post stuff, and you have a DM section like Messenger where you can message people privately.
Okay.
So when you have a free page on OnlyFans, there are some rules. That OnlyFans doesn't have a lot of rules, but there are some rules. When you have a free page, your free page has to be clean. So like nothing that you can't post nudes on a free page on the wall. So if you have a free page, the way you make money is people private DM you, and then you can sell pictures or videos behind a paywall. And so it makes it more, it's like a private, I mean, it's more private in a sense than even Messenger, because once you post things on OnlyFans, OnlyFans copyrights your images. And essentially it's like a transactional site.
Okay.
Does it work kind of, so basically you can also then control who's seeing,
Yes.
you know, both your clean and your more adult stuff
So-
and stuff. Yeah.
You can keep it fully non-adult industry, right? And you could like make some money on it.
There are people, like, they might have a cooking show and they post stuff like that. Maybe there are people that are into fitness. There are some people, they'll only post like bikini photos.
Yeah.
So there's a
Is it-
wide range of people that are on there as content makers. Although OnlyFans is known because it is a virtual platform around like sex and nude images, stuff like that.
Sure. Now, I mean, is it like TikTok, I guess, where, or you know, where you post videos up and then people can buy into that, or do you? I mean, right, is it live shows or pre-recorded things?
You can do both. So OnlyFans does have a live button, so you can go on there and then in real time interact with your fans. They can, just like on Instagram Live, people can message you stuff. There are tip options as well. So, you know, if someone wanted you to flash them, tip you $5, you know, or whatever. So
Shit, virtual strip we did it for beads.
It's like a virtual strip club. Yes.
You know how many beads I have at home? Everybody likes to see the boys.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Where Mike and I go, you got to pay at least $1.
The same. I want to make some.
Yeah, unfortunately, beads don't work. Yeah.
Yeah, beads don't work. Nobody gives a shit about beads anymore.
Something tells me by the end of this episode, I'm gonna make a shit ton of money.
Well, Sarah did say that we could start one. I said nobody's going to pay anything of us motherfuckers.
You'd be surprised.
I just
You
don't
would
think
be
I would.
There are
surprised.
people out there.
Everybody
No,
got a kink, baby.
what we would get would be
Chubby
gay guys
chasers.
looking for people that look like bears. Yeah.
Damn right. I'm okay with this. Making $1.
Gay guys do like me.
I'm gonna go buy Mike Honcho. Let's spread my cheeks, baby.
So this is funny, like exactly what you just said. I have to elaborate on this.
Yes.
So there was actually a conversation at work about OnlyFans. This is why I did not think I was gonna get fired. Okay. My boss was kind of perverted all the time. And he would tell us, so we'd have teachers that would come to our program, and he'd tell us all the time, like which teacher he thought was attractive, this and that.
Did you make the list?
No, I just remember
What?
because we have the same teachers over and over.
Gotcha.
One of them was a nun.
Hell yeah, I'd find her attractive. Like that's called a challenge to me, right? Like people look
You were into Mother Teresa, weren't you?
100%, dude.
Oh,
that old
Jesus
lady,
Christ.
you know how much money she? Yeah, well, I mean, you say, I tell her I was gonna say, you say,
Maybe
She
the
might
flying
believe
nun. Maybe the flying nun. I don't know about Mother Teresa.
So we had a very, very small staff. It was my boss, my coworker who is another teacher, and then another coworker who kind of primarily worked from home because of some health issues. So my coworker comes to work and she's been married to her husband a long time. And she's like, hey, my husband went on a bachelor trip to North Carolina and the guys hired a stripper. The stripper charged $600 just to show up. Okay. And my boss and I were like, whoa, that's a lot of money. That's not tips or anything. So my coworker says, I think I should start an OnlyFans page, but I'm going to have my husband do it first. He's kind of a bigger guy. She's like, gay guys love him. So she was literally joking about this. Okay. My boss says, yeah, you guys should start OnlyFans pages. You should sell your panties on OnlyFans. Men love buying panties and you would make a ton of money buying panties. Okay, my boss says this to me.
hell yeah.
So I have a little light bulb in my head and I'm like, Well, my boss is cool with this. My boss is encouraging me to start an OnlyFans and sell my panties on it. Why in the hell would I have thought I was going to get fired when my boss is literally telling me to sell my panties on OnlyFans?
So, I mean, that brings up another thing quick, but you can sell your underwear on
Oh, yeah.
OnlyFans too?
You can sell your underwear
So
anywhere.
it's not just folk. What?
So
People into stinky socks
we have had
asking for a friend.
we have had the conversation in business here because we're a part-time business
Yeah.
and everybody that works here obviously wants more money out.
Yeah, of
They-
course.
and we pay them very well, but there's only so many hours.
You don't give them
need-
OnlyFans money.
we don't.
You know?
And
If you paid 10K a month, I'd
The-
probably come here and work.
the joke around here is I'm gonna start selling pictures of my feet online.
Right.
And I had the comment the other day, I'm like, shit, if that make me any money, I'll take pictures of my feet all fucking day.
Dude, if somebody would just pay for my pedicures, I'd fucking get my feet.
All day. All
That's what-
day.
See? Yeah, I love to be paid
But
for it.
see,
I might look like a
everybody
big guy.
jokes about it. Everybody jokes about it. When the gas prices started getting high, I can't tell you like how many people on my Facebook page were like, gas prices getting higher. I'm gonna start an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I did. Like I was like,
She's like, but I did that shit. How long have
I
you been
did.
doing this?
I had only had my OnlyFans page like 2 weeks before I got fired.
Oh, you got fired.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
so-
did get fired.
So
Hey, do you listen? Do you look at the text and stuff that Dave sends?
Does not.
do you think I have fucking time to talk to you boys besides on here? Like,
How many,
You
how many
do.
times a day do I receive TikToks from you?
That's just it. He sends 10 TikToks a fucking day.
we talked about this.
read
That's-
read
that's
the read
that's
the
20
links and stuff he sends you instead
20
of
seconds
getting
of
on
me time. It's 20 seconds of me time.
I send you important shit.
Actually,
You should be reading
You
it.
did send me one, and it was like, what the F?
Oh
But
my
anyway,
god, did you watch that?
Yes, and then I watched
Horrible.
that thing. So back to this. So you had your OnlyFans for only 2 weeks, and did you get fired because of your OnlyFans?
Yeah, I did, but it gets
the fuck
crazy how I get fired. This is where it gets like I couldn't make this up. So I start this OnlyFans page because I want to have it up and primed and ready to go for July. I have to go back to work for a couple weeks. I run the summer camp program for 3 weeks. It's great. It's awesome. My boss sends me a big congratulatory text saying, great job, Sarah, on summer camps. They were a great success. Perfect. I start my, it's like the Saturday, my first day of break. I go to the gym and I get this text from this crazy blogger, this crazy right-wing blogger in the area who targets teachers. And he's like, I see that you are a teacher with an OnlyFans page. I'm gonna tell your work and I'm gonna distribute your nude photos from your OnlyFans page.
Did you
And I
say
was
pay me money for it first? Like,
He had to have paid me for the photos because that was the only way. And that's what I told him. I was like, because at the time I only had a free page. So I was like, well, that's weird. I have a clean page. So the only way to get these nude photos was through a private DM behind a paywall. It's not like I was posting nudes on my Facebook page. You can't anyway. Instagram, Facebook, they're very.
I know. I got a ban actually just a little bit ago because I had a meme of Jeffrey
Facebook.
Dahmer that said, "5 guys, this doesn't taste like 5 full guys," and he's eating a sandwich. I was like, they fucking got me for that. I was
So
nothing bad about it. But so
one of the questions we got, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
this. So since he obviously got these pictures and have distributed them, we talked a little bit ago about, technically they're copyrighted through OnlyFans.
Yes.
Is there a possible lawsuit?
Yeah, I would like to kind of get set up with a lawyer I need a lawyer who wants the media from this case. Because this blogger did end up contacting my work. Within 24 hours, they fired me.
shut up.
Yep. He wrote this article. He's actually written 5 articles about me. but the first one, he distributed my nude photos everywhere over Facebook.
Not true. I did not get it. I was on Facebook.
It's
Would
because
you have known to
this
look
guy-
for it?
Yeah, this
Mm.
guy's so crazy and such a right-wing extremist. He
Yeah, we
doesn't
probably would have had a
actually-
block long before these would have happened anyway.
I don't.
Yeah,
block
he
people.
doesn't have a huge following.
Not yet.
So, but what happened was, I live in a small town, so people were like screenshotting the pictures, sending them here, sending them there. And then some like B-level media outlets got a hold of them. So the New York Post wrote an article, the Daily Wire wrote an article.
Fox News
Barstool
probably did
Sports.
something. I mean, because
Yep.
they're B-level.
You're getting famous on this. Like,
I did actually on my Instagram page. I'm very popular in Brazil.
hell
Brazil.
yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Brazil. I was
How
in the
many's a
media in
Brazilian?
Brazil. Huh?
How many's a Brazilian?
I don't know.
No, you never.
But
You,
What-
never, you guys never heard that joke?
No, we've never heard that joke.
Really? Oh,
I'm gonna use that now
the
when my
blonde.
Brazilians get on my
The blonde
live.
asks how much money you got. She goes, "Oh, you're gonna go to Brazil." She goes, "How many's a Brazilian?" No. All right.
No.
fine. Well, you should.
You're the only one, motherfucker.
Nah, it's fine. How many?
That's
um,
cute.
anyway,
That
was
that
a-
bombed.
so, but it didn't.
Yeah, I'm in the Daily Star in the UK. You know that tabloid?
Oh, yeah.
No.
The one, the
We
one
do,
that,
you
the
don't.
one that probably
Jesus.
You know
pronounced
nothing.
Queen Ed 50
Facebook.
times before she actually died.
Facebook and my Yahoo will randomly like send me, like,
Yahoo.
well, just send me like a little
Who the fuck
update, like,
uses Yahoo anymore?
me.
Yeah, Yahoo and Google. I was on Yahoo and Google.
Thank you. See? Oh, really? I didn't see. This is bullshit. I don't know if I
I
know.
mean, I have
So,
Yahoo Mail,
here's-
but that's all I use Yahoo for.
So I
Do you know
was watching one of Sarah's Instagram, post things because I don't use Instagram. So the fact that I could use it enough to contact her was pretty fucking good.
Well, you did good. You did it.
I tried real hard. So one of the things that really kind of pissed me off, because I'm that guy. She had posted that most people that have contacted her have been mean to her.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could be a long
People
episode.
who are supportive will always just kind of be silent. It's like
Yeah,
you
I
know,
love that.
it's done
Well-
business. The people who are the loudest are the people who are like, well, this is just dumb.
It's interesting because truthfully it was like a surreal experience. You have to think like I'm just like a regular person, a single mom trying to earn $1, and the next thing I know, like I'm in the Daily Star. What is happening? Like it was very overwhelming. And then I realized like all these journalists were writing articles about me and they never talked to me. They didn't know who I was. They're just, some of them were fabricating stuff. Some of them were just filling in the gaps because it was like a very sexy story. This teacher who got in trouble for an OnlyFans page. So, in a way it was interesting because it was like very dehumanizing. And, I think even, probably doing podcasts and stuff, everyone has a story. And
Mhm.
everyone has a story that would break your heart, honestly, if you got to know somebody and you found out what's happened in their life. So I think that was the hard part, was just not really having a voice in the media frenzy.
Mm.
And
Well,
that guy
No.
posted my termination letter as well. So it was
Oh,
like
shit.
some of the most humiliating parts of my entire life were broadcasted to
Is
the
that even
world.
public? Is a
Did it-
termination letter considered a
No,
public
what
record?
happened was when he first was doing this and threatening me, like losing my job and stuff, I went and filed a protective order for harassment. Well, then I
Oh.
got fired and I submitted my termination letter to the courts as evidence of the
Oh,
harassment.
yep.
And so he took the termination letter that I had filed to the courts as a, you know, a record to the courts. And then he used it to write another article. And then he had the audacity to put my termination letter behind a paywall.
Oh my God.
I don't
He
like
has an
this guy.
OnlyFans?
What's that?
He has
He
he
has
has
an
no
OnlyFans
fans.
account?
Did all of this? I mean, he has fans, of course. There's people that thrive off this stuff. So now, did it help your OnlyFans with all this publicity?
It did. So actually that media cycle in July, I made $20,000 because what happened was, you know, I had grown my OnlyFans page to like 100 people organically trying to get my page going. And then because the article, a lot of the journalists that wrote about me also included my Instagram page or my OnlyFans name. So I had a really great financial month in July because basically what happened was all these journalists were giving me free advertising for my
Yeah.
OnlyFans page.
It's kind of what I assume would happen. I mean,
Yeah.
and so do you use a different OnlyFans name, or are you giving us your OnlyFans name currently?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, what happened was my teaching name was Buttercup, and
Sure.
it was this like cute nickname, teacher name, and it was kind of something I would like use on everything. Like my username for everything was Buttercup. Well, I had used Buttercup as as my OnlyFans name, and that blogger twisted it in the most perverted way. And so I no longer use, like, he ruined the name Buttercup for me. I hired a PR team. I've been working with them. And so now all of my handles now are love_Miss Sarah.
There you go.
I will say I read that article. It's kind of infuriating. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he really took something like very sweet. I think he even mentioned like she makes children call her by her porno name. Like,
I was gonna ask if I could say that. Yeah, basically his article was she makes her kids call her by her OnlyFans name, and isn't this horrible?
yeah, and
Are they on her OnlyFans? Because I don't think they're fucking old enough to be on there.
no, and nobody on my, like, it was literally the username. It wasn't even a name people called me. But I was like, oh my God, like, what is happening? He damn near insinuated I was a groomer or something, or like kids were not safe with me. And I will say that out of anything that has happened, that really broke my heart, because I've always been an exceptional teacher. I'm a mom. I'm very loving. Kids are always safe with me. They have been safe. They will be safe. Any child is safe with me. So, you know, I think it's really a shame that somebody can just slander you like that and ruin your reputation when, you know, the truth is every single teacher has a sex life. And
No.
people know.
Not the done.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait.
You know,
None probably does.
Time out. I need to figure this out. So teachers have a sex life?
Yes.
I'm gonna become a teacher. I've been married 12 years. I don't have one.
You're so full of shit. Anyway, so
You're already married. You're not gonna,
That was
it's
a
not
good
gonna
one,
help
huh?
you.
it was not that good of a one.
That
No,
was a great one. Becoming a teacher.
I had a
Texting
whole
my
thing.
wife right now.
I had a whole thing to say, and then you totally fucking made me lose it.
I
Because
have
you're
a
sitting here
question
with
while you're
bullshit.
regathering
Go,
your thoughts there.
Go, Mike.
A couple, actually. Well, I mean, first I'll make the comment that, you know, again, this is, you know, a highly conservative person from a highly conservative area. All right, so he's probably projecting him being a groomer onto you, because, you know, that could possibly be why he doesn't have custody of his own kids
Wait, this
and
Right.
things like that. But I know one thing, because it kind of came
We
up
talked
when
to
we
her
talked
before you
about,
got
like,
here.
you know, would you be able to have like a wrongful termination soon? I think the one thing, and again, I don't know enough about
Yeah.
teaching
So
contracts and stuff like that, but like, I know sometimes in certain contracts, there's like a, like ethics or like decency clause, and maybe, I'm sure the quick firing was more to get this guy off their back as quick as possible, but like that's something, but the lawyer will look into it and be like, yeah, you might not win anything because there's this clause that says you probably shouldn't be doing this. And
well, and that's so interesting. So this like blogger, this narcissistic blogger has an actual criminal history. So he has a domestic violence charge against his ex-wife. And I was saying earlier, his ex-wife is a teacher, which is why he has this crazy vendetta against teachers. He has a drunk driving charge. And most recently, he lost custody of his son in the courts. So it's kind of like, listen, you don't get to be the morality police when you have an actual criminal record.
but they don't care. They're Christians. They go to church, so everything is forgiven.
Well,
Yes.
I'm going to say this, with the, explanation that sometimes I make this shit about myself, but I'm going to make this about myself for a minute. So we had assholes walk past our house a couple months ago, okay, in June during Pride Month. And they literally
Those
started,
kids.
yeah, it was
No,
kids.
no.
They
Yeah.
were like 17, 16 years old. Literally start a fight with my wife over the fact that we are pedophiles and child groomers because he's painted the windows in LGBTQ type, stuff, and we have rainbows and shit around the garden. And
You're not at all being supportive of your daughter and other members of that community.
not
You're just
a bit. I mean, it doesn't matter that my daughter is a lesbian. It's just somehow I am now a groomer. And
When we were walking out of that restaurant in Lowell after the Pride Festival,
Oh,
we had
yeah,
those
absolutely.
kids, like, basically giving us shit because, we were there being supportive of the community.
well, and in
and
all
everything.
honesty, I mean, if we would have known what they were saying before they ran away, somebody might have got their ass beat.
Yeah. People need to, I feel like, honestly. And like I was saying, this guy, like, I'm not the only teacher he's victimizes. His job is victimizing teachers in the area. He just tried getting a high school band teacher fired because he's gay. And thankfully, he was so mad because the school district hired the teacher back. So I felt really glad that teacher got hired back. But no, this guy keeps doing this. Like, this is literally his agenda, and it's specific to teachers. He likes to pick on vulnerable populations. It's like teachers, women, single moms, gay people, Black people, anyone that and every article he calls someone a groomer. It's like that's his, like, he has no imagination. That's all he can come up with. But
I mean,
it's just,
he's basically taking a page out of the Fucker Carlson handbook.
yeah. He thinks he's some hometown hero, and he's really a disgusting human being. People are allowed to have private lives, and even for me, it's like so interesting because I'm a single woman. And I've been celibate for a really long time, actually. So OnlyFans was like this really nice, private, consensual, virtual, sexual experience for me to kind of, OnlyFans has this stigma, but as far as people like exploring sexual trauma, kinks, just different things, it's a very safe place to do so. And so here I am, like a celibate woman, being really responsible with my sexual energy. Like, I'm not out getting pregnant. I'm not out getting diseases. I'm not getting wrapped up in the hook up culture that dating sites are. So it was like people would have rather me have been bringing a revolving door of men into my bedroom and my kids' lives. I still would have a job if I was like actually sleeping around in person with people. But because I started an OnlyFans page, it was like I just got demonized. And
Right. Little Timmy's dad can't
Yeah,
keep
but in
his
some
hand off the
cases, I
belt.
mean, like if you were one, I mean, it sounds like you're even like I said, if you were doing the, the other, like,
Yeah.
the revolve, you seem like you're still private enough. Because I mean, I know people who are private and, basically live their lives in social media. And it's like, again, every other week it might be a new, significant other or whatever. And I mean, if he wants to look for it, he's going to be like, oh, well, now she's, she's not doing, she doesn't have an OnlyFans page, but now she's got a different boyfriend every other
Right.
weekend.
Right.
And I do feel like there needs to be like a line between what's your employer's business and what is not. Because when I went to work, I always had, I was an exceptional teacher. I always had great reviews. The kids really loved me. I made my classroom really fun, and I was a professional as I was expected to be a professional in that classroom. But every person is a sexual being, and it's just crazy to me that there's so much shame and there's so much stigma around sex. And for me, kind of going out and talking about it, one of the things I just want to keep talking about is the fact that OnlyFans is a great site for people to explore that stuff. It's a very safe site. And I will say that I've met the kindest men on OnlyFans. They're just the nicest.
Well, this is something that irritates me a lot. So, I'm very liberal, and it irritates Nick to an extent. But when we look at jobs in this country, it's always about perception. And the perception for, somebody that does an OnlyFans or a prostitute or a stripper or whatever is, well, that's not really working. That's just selling your body. And that's just horse shit. It's work.
Well, and so, as much as it sucks to say, right? So I was at the strip club talking to my very good friend, got a little drunk. Somebody,
That didn't happen. You never get drunk.
I called my mommy. Got a ride
to pick you up.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're responsible, unlike other people.
And so they're like, "Oh man, what would you do if your daughter became a stripper?" And that's what she wanted to do, right? Like, she better, like, I will sit and talk to her and say, "Hey, look, do what you got to do, but like, you better fucking work while you're there, right? Like, your goal isn't to be this. Like, your goal is to make a fuck ton of money as quick as fucking possible and get to the next fucking stop." Like, I don't. In theory, I don't really care. Like, it sucks, right? And it's whatever. I would never go I would never go. But I would walk her through and say, look, you better fucking make sure that you're the best at what the fuck you do and how you do it, right? Like, 100% sure. Like, if she got in the adult industry, it'd crush me even more. But like, you better be the fucking best at what you do and get the fuck out.
Well, all three of us have girls.
Yeah.
And I mean, I told Caitlin, so quick story. Sarah, obviously you don't know this because you don't know us, but my daughter a few years back is like, she went to her mom and she goes, I don't know if I like girls. I listened to my wife, him and haw about it for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I go, I can find out. And she goes, well, how can you do that? I'm like, I'll take you down to the strip club and we'll know in 5 fucking minutes. So I got a hold of Mike over there.
I was there.
And I said, hey, Mike, you want to hit angels with me and Caitlin? She thinks she might like girls. And he goes, yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. So we go. And it's probably the greatest tipping story ever. Mike and I are like, Caitlin, we're going to show you what to do. So we go up there and I tip the girl and Mike tips the girl and Caitlin launches $1 bill like 5 fucking feet.
Go get it.
And runs back to the table.
And runs back to the table.
She was into women.
Yes.
Who's not? Oh, who's not?
She got better. She got better by the end of the night. Question.
She did get better.
I got to add this because we talk again about the taboo. So same club. Somebody I used to work with. I work in the medical research field. One of the people who worked in our lab, she worked there for probably a little over a year. Before she worked there, she had pretty much been full-time as a bartender at the same club. She was still doing part-time. When she quit, she's like, I made more money being a bartender
Yeah.
at this place. And I mean, she's moved toward the end of her career there. She would do one day a week, she would dance. And, instead of bartend, it was one of their usual slower days in terms. So, but still, I mean, it's one of those things. Even there, I mean, if you can make more money doing something, why does it matter? I mean, it's all about
Yeah, but I
It's
guess
America,
your
baby.
kids and your
for
Sure.
me, it's kind of like all these people that were like questioning my morals in a sense. And I'm like, listen, my morals are on par. I'm a single mom, baby. I gotta provide for my children.
Yeah.
That's where my morals are. Okay. At any cost, I'm gonna provide for my kids and I'm gonna get us out of this poverty cycle. But the bigger question is, why, as a female, did I go to school, get a bachelor's degree, and why are teachers paid so poorly that everyone's okay with teachers getting paid poorly and having to work 2, 3, 7 jobs just to survive, but I can make a lot more money taking my clothes off? That is not a Sarah morality issue. That
No.
is a societal morality issue.
Yes.
It's because as a society, we pay for what we value. And people are crazy about sex, and people value sex, and sex sells. Teaching does not sell. The government has not figured out a way to profit off of schools. The only people that have found a way to profit off of public schools are the testing sites. So what does every teacher have to do? They have to test their kids to death because the testing companies have found a way to profit off of the kids. But because the
You
government
have to prove you taught the kids what they are supposed to learn.
You got it. And because the government cannot monetize education, they pay teachers like shit. And it's wrong. And there is a mass exodus of teachers. And unfortunately, the way the government is accommodating that is by requiring less from teachers. So now you can have, a high school diploma and be a substitute teacher.
That's a
So-
true statement, because my dream job just came available. I might apply.
I think in Michigan, you have to have a bachelor's. Like,
Yeah.
I can be a substitute teacher.
No, there was a
Mike can be a substitute teacher. I think you're
Yeah,
fucked.
no,
there was a gym teacher position available.
The state set the
Yep.
requirements, the national it's
Looks
the
like I'm
same
moving
as minimum
states.
wage. The
Looks like I'm
national,
moving
the
states.
country, the nation itself has a standard for minimum wage. The nation as by themselves has a standard for what a substitute teacher needs to have. And then the states can go above that.
Yeah.
Well, I
but
They
mean,
if
can't go below it.
if you start reading into the teacher shortage, well, first of all, people keep calling it a teacher shortage. We do not have a shortage of teachers. There are plenty of teachers that are certified, licensed, and want to be in the classroom, but you do have a shortage of people that are not willing to put up with the behavior issues of the kids, the behavior issues of the parents, the constant testing, the constant having to work outside their contract hours and not get paid for it, and also being paid so poorly. That's what you have a shortage of.
well,
Oh, yeah.
that's a lot of it right there is, we look at what we value, and you said it earlier. We value things in this country that probably don't make any fucking sense. So we'll pay, $20 a month to be on OnlyFans,
Yeah.
but we're not going to buy school supplies for the teacher that's teaching our kids. Now, I know you will, because you've done that many times. But
And I've done it.
yeah, but there are plenty of people that are like, fuck it, it's not my problem. They can buy their own fucking supplies, which is
Yeah,
the
and
worst.
teachers
It's the same people who won't tip servers and bartenders.
Correct.
It's like, well, they should get paid
teachers
more.
barely make anything. And if you went into a government funded classroom, the walls would be bare. Every teacher in this entire country, if you walk into a classroom and it looks welcoming and colorful, it's because they spent money out of their own pocket to buy the borders and the butcher paper and the decorations to make it look, you know, a certain for kids.
Because most of the other educational things are probably stuff that have been around since like the alphabet boards on like early elementary, stuff that have been around since I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was subsidized by the government and stuff like that. And come on, see, you're lucky enough to live in Indiana. We are unlucky. We're in Michigan. We've got Betsy DeVos, who has the plan to get us all in for-profit and private schools, and then this entire teacher thing won't be an issue, though. People will go into worse than student debt to be able to send these kids to these schools, and
it's a mess.
When we look at it, I mean, I because of my side job, I've met some great teachers, and they are just shoved out the door as quickly as possible because they fight for what they want for their kids.
Yeah.
And administration doesn't give a shit, and parents don't give a shit. And just get rid of this person because they're making too many waves.
And I was always, like I said, I've met a lot too, you know. After my divorce, I got active in the PTO. I've always, you know, been active in scouts and everything. And you when you're getting more, you know, involved in the schools, you do learn that these teachers really do care. I mean, there was one at my kid's elementary that, you know, she was close to retirement, so she sometimes would get up and get into work until like maybe 15 minutes before the bells were going to ring, but she was there till like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then she would go home. She said she'd grade papers until like 11, and then she'd go to bed and start the cycle again at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and that was kind of even like me, just being a single mom. I would go to work, I would teach. We had an after school program that we had to do. So I would go to the after school program. I would come home, I would teach reading, tutoring, and then I would make t-shirts up until bedtime. And you know, I think that's the one of the elements of my story that wasn't shared was that I didn't just sign up for OnlyFans because I wanted to be some porn star. I signed up for OnlyFans because I was a single mom on a teacher wave, getting further and further in a poverty cycle, and I was looking for any way to help myself. And so even though so many people like villainized me, I think there's so many important conversations that my story can bring up. We can talk about teacher pay, we can talk about the benefits of virtual sex, that really there's a important way that platform can help people. There's a lot of healing that can happen for people around sex and sexuality on OnlyFans that we don't have conversations about, or people aren't privy to because they're not necessarily on the site or the platform. And then really kind of deep diving into, why would a teacher resort to going onto OnlyFans? Why is she not able to make a decent wage? And why are we not treating our teachers better in this country?
And I like the fact of what you said about it's more than just, you know, for the people who like get on there and pay for content or whatever, like a sexual release. I mean, you're talking about things like, you know, it can help with people who are like, what is my sexual identity? What is my gender identity? What is my, you know, you mentioned, I know early on, you know, people who've, you know, been victims of sexual abuse, and it gave them a safe place to heal. And I mean, that to me is like so important.
It is.
The fact that the people don't fully understand that you can get that from a site, because all they see is, your, a picture version of like Pornhub or whatever, or
Yes.
individual version of Pornhub, where there's not,
Yeah.
the multitudes of people in every scene.
So, it's interesting because even on OnlyFans, like there's one guy who cross dresses. And so, that is not always a safe thing. He doesn't feel safe doing it out in public, but he feels safe with me and he shares pictures and, we have fun with it and I don't judge him. And, if you really think about porn, first of all, even those right-wing conservatives are watching it. I don't care what people say. It's $1 billion industry. Let's just stop with the bullshit. Everyone's watching porn. It's fine. We're sexual beings. But if you think of porn, it's like a static experience. You're just watching it. But on OnlyFans, what's going to drive a person to go to OnlyFans? What's missing in a lot of people's lives? Connection.
Connection.
People are very lonely. Sometimes I make most of my money in the DMs because people like to have someone to talk to. I talk to men about their weight loss journeys. I talk to men about their mental health journeys. I talk to men about things that might be going on in their marriage, what they're struggling with. And especially with men as a whole, one of the things I talk about on my page a lot is mental health. I check in with them. How are you doing? How's your mental health? Because we don't, as a culture, support men in talking about their mental health. So sometimes men don't reach out, but they might be more likely to talk to a pretty girl on OnlyFans about things. So I know that there's like all this stigma and all this judgment about OnlyFans, but when you're really on the site, there are some really important and meaningful connections that are happening. And I do take that I take it very to heart, because people are sharing personal things about their lives. I share personal things about my life, about my story, how it's affected me. We have an epidemic of loneliness, even though we have social media. People are very lonely, and lonely is not an emotion we let people express. You can say anything else except I'm lonely.
Yeah. And Bucks and Brews, I mean, they've done, one episode and it was very early in the pandemic, and it was very much a mental health based episode where like 5 or 6 times, they brought back up like the suicide hotline numbers and websites. And so, I mean, we're, 3 guys who very much understand, mental health, and we will talk to each other about our mental health. So like you said, it's not a common thing for guys to do, but it's something that once you realize you can be safe with other people and do it, you're willing to. And and I mean, like I said, to give that is like a big thing. I said, I may find a way to follow you more from a perspective of when you talked about what you did as a teacher or whatever. I'm very active in the scouts and learning like some of this like STEM type stuff to be like, hey, let's do this. It's like, it's always about, what fun little things can we do to teach science, math, and all that kind of stuff.
You got to make it fun.
Yep.
Well, and just hitting on the mental health thing, one of the things I've always done with the girls I coach, hey, I go to therapy every week. Nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
Probably keeps me from killing people.
It definitely
that's
does.
The key thing for him. It's not killing himself, it's killing people. Other people.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing is like, I think this is giving me like such a different perspective on men. I'm learning a lot as well. And just these dynamics between men and women where the dating sites were like really, really unhealthy. Like, I feel like they're very predatory. They're very manipulative. So I feel like on OnlyFans, I am much more respected and seen, which I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it's really true. Like, and it's a platform that has a lot of healing capabilities. If people can just be open-minded about the brilliant ways that you can use virtual sex. I mean, think about people that might be disabled in some sort of way. They're still sexual beings. Think about older people. One of my fans is widowed, and he just lost his wife. He's lonely. He still has sexual needs, but he doesn't want to go out and date. So what's wrong with him being on OnlyFans and having a virtual experience and having someone to talk to? It's like, in the midst of all of this, we've almost like lost our humanity and compassion for people. Like, people are going through it. People are having hard times. People are suffering silently. And if OnlyFans is a platform for people to find connection, then I think that's a beautiful thing. And there's more to OnlyFans than just the sexy pictures. Yes, that's one part of it, but there's a whole behind the scenes part that people don't know about. And I think the platform, if we can talk about the capabilities of it more, gosh, how it could just be used in such a really good and powerful way, especially as we talk about, people are so anti-abortion, anti-choice. Okay, then why are we not promoting virtual sex? That should be like on the top of the list as a way to manage your sexual energy. So yeah, I think I just want to keep having these open conversations, because I feel like when you talk about it, it can bring about a lot of good change and good healing for people.
Well, I think a lot of the reasons why we don't push people in those directions is control. You have two different sides of the aisle here, and one of them is, hey, it's a woman's body and she can do whatever the hell she wants with her body. And the other side is, I just want to control people.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree, but I also, I don't know, like, the more I think about things, right, it becomes if I have more people that fail than me, right, like a fat person, right? They always hang out with other fat people because they're not the fattest one, right? You always bring,
I don't hang out with you for that reason.
You
Just
bring-
letting you know.
you always bring in the more fat people. You know what I'm saying? But like, no,
I don't
so-
think you do that either, in all honesty.
No, I don't.
No, I
But,
mean,
like-
one of our favorite people to have around is Mikey, and he's the skinniest of all of us, so he makes us all look.
True story.
But the point is right. So like, they wouldn't have anybody to blame when failure happens,
Mhm.
right? So like, if you did everything they wanted and cut it off, oh man, so now you stop abortions, right? Oh man, those people are taking all the money for all these kids, and we're raising these kids, and it's like, you fucking did that. Like, no, I didn't. I didn't go spread my legs. Right. Like, you didn't. But in theory, you did nothing to help this.
Right.
They're not even giving any money to those things.
Yeah.
It's like Carlin said 40 years ago. No neonatal care, no Head Start, no preschool, no school lunch, no nothing.
Well,
And-
it's
Which-
get them bored and then get them to military age.
Correct. They
Well,
care
They
about
love,
when
they
hit
love live
military age.
babies and dead soldiers.
Mhm.
But even dead babies, because look at the schools, and they're getting shot up every
Yes.
year.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
good on
everybody-
that.
Everybody says prayers, but nobody does a damn thing about it. Like, it's sick. It's really like, it's distorted. And I just feel really offended by the fact that people want to throw their opinions around and place so much shame on people for being human, but not actually implement the right type of education to help people, to empower people. For me, it's like in my city, at the abortion clinics, you have these religious zealots out there shouting at
They're the
people.
same stupid ass shit.
Yep.
It's the
Literally.
same stuff. There was a man there loading a gun to intimidate people at the abortion
Really?
clinic.
Oh,
Yes.
you should have
It's not.
called me.
It's only
should've
about the
called me.
life of the baby. They don't
I
care
would've-
about. Like I said, they
I
We
would
would
would've
have
shoot
showed
that.
up with our guns.
They
I
would
would've
shoot that
driven
mom
down
to
there
keep her from
so
getting an abortion,
happily,
even though that
right?
would probably kill the baby too.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's
Especially if they're at the age where they can still get the, point in
the
their pregnancy, they can still get an abortion.
Yeah, but the problem is like, because we have this like bipolar culture that on one hand we're so obsessed with sex. It's sex, 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 sex. But then on the other hand, it's like all this shame around sex and how dare you be a sexual person, and especially if you're a woman, God forbid you have any sexual desires at all. But we don't implement the right type of education. So then you have kids who are going to grow up and they're going to be sexual beings. We don't educate them. We don't explain to them how to manage their sexual energy in responsible ways. We don't provide them with birth control. We don't provide them with contraceptives. We don't provide them with condoms. And so of course you're going to have this issue. Like, you can't meet someone in their shame on the back end of it when you did nothing to prevent it or empower people on the front end. Like sex is nothing to be ashamed of. It is something to be discussed, educated on, because every single living person is a sexual being. So it's just a missed opportunity.
Oh, I mean,
You're
I
a long-haired
fully
Leslie
agree.
Nope. Would you agree? She's a long-haired Leslie Nope.
A little bit, yeah.
You know,
I will say this. So we're all parents here, and Sarah, I don't know the ages of your kids, but I would assume you have the youngest child.
I have a 7-year-old.
And I know with my daughter, when she hit a certain age, we're like, yeah, if you have questions, just come to us and we'll answer whatever questions you have. We don't really give a shit what they are.
Yep.
And, I remember the one guy she dated before, she decided, not even decided, before she discovered she was a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a decision.
It wasn't a decision. She discovered she was a lesbian. I remember, finding messages that I didn't really like. And when we asked her about him the next day, she's like, yeah, I totally told him I want to sleep with him. And I'm like, you know what that means, right? And she goes, yeah, we'd hold each other in bed and sleep. Yeah, that's not what it fucking means.
Yeah, maybe if you use the word spoon, it would be that way.
Correct. And I remember the kid coming over to my house, and I basically told him, listen, she's not ready to have sex. And if you want to do something with her, you better be willing to do it with me first.
And I told you I would.
I know you will.
I am not looking. I said, my daughter.
That really brings up the important conversation about consent and what that looks like and what that means, and the fact that we're not talking about the consent and what that looks like and feels like and means with young men and women as they're entering, the phase of being sexually active. And one of the things about OnlyFans is everything is consensual. So there is this brilliant opportunity to teach about consent in a virtual platform. And I will say, with my fans, they're always the utmost respectful. Even with requesting things, you can request customs and stuff. One, I never do anything I'm not comfortable with. And two, pretty much every man asks, and it's a consensual thing. So yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, this concept of consent is a conversation that we are not shouting from the rooftops about. And I think it's creating this dysfunctional relationship between men and women, where men feel like they need to manipulate women for sex. And I see it again and again on these dating sites, even with grown men. And it's like, listen, you don't need to manipulate if you're being true with your intentions, because then guess what? As a woman, I get to decide, do I consent to this or not? But what I don't like is this whole hookup culture that's been created. It's very predatory. It makes people feel like consumables. And being on those dating sites was way more detrimental to me than being on OnlyFans.
Well, and,
I hate dating sites because, yes, I'm the one. I'm like you. I'm the, currently single, celibate since my divorce and all that. And, it's like dating sites were absolutely positively horrible. Like, and I mean, even honestly, from a man's perspective on them. I mean, there were just so many that, I would, there were plenty of, I don't even know if you consider them, maybe they were men too, but I mean, it was catfishing even from quite often, like, I'd start, chatting with somebody, and they're like, oh, let's chat, here. And, if you know enough about, addresses, you're like, oh, basically you're pointing me to your, topless page that you want me to pay for. This was pre-OnlyFans. I haven't been on a dating site for, well, I mean, I currently am still officially a paid member of eHarmony, but that's only because my account lasts for like another month. But
Yeah.
I haven't been on that in over a year.
Yeah, they're very predatory. And I feel like until men and women start having really honest and open conversations about things, there's just going to continue to be this rift between them. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger. I feel like there are some really important conversations to be had so that there can be some real healing between the sexes.
I like
Well,
your
you know,
idea, like your thought about consent, because even like when I would be like in relationships early on, like to me, the first yes was always a maybe. I'd be like, are you sure? And then maybe the second yes was the yes. And I'd be like, the maybe was always a no. Like if they got a, well, maybe it was like, oh, I'm just gonna put it off, next time we go on a date, I'll try it again.
Well, and I'm gonna ask this question because Mike and I both being introverts and not really talking to other people, Nick being the opposite of us. Have you noticed that a lot of your, or even half of your subscribers tend to be introverted?
You know what? That's a good question. That might be like a good demographic question. But I imagine so. Just because they seem to really like to do the chatting like virtually and stuff. I think not everyone feels very comfortable socially. Not everyone feels that comfortable or confident in the dating realm. Maybe they were recently divorced and it's been a long time and stuff. So there might be like a mixed bag, but definitely I feel like it would be interesting to do like a case study on the type of men that go to OnlyFans and create accounts there and stuff. Just to kind of see, is there a certain personality type, or is there certain reasons that people might go? I just have my own anecdotal data from what I collect and stuff just from chatting with people and what I've learned over the last couple of months.
Well, I think the widow aspect is a pretty good read on that, because I've been with my wife for 22 years, and I wouldn't know the first fucking thing to do if something happened to her.
Oh man, so you say that, but like I was talking to a very good friend of mine, and he's like, man, I'll never get married again. And I was like, what the fucked up part is probably will, just because I don't know what the fuck to do.
Again, I would never get married, but I would have a maid. That's the shit I want done.
I think it's a personality thing, because I mean, you look at, my ex as an example. She, between her first two divorces, she was in a serious relationship before the ink on the divorce, before probably the ink was even placed on the divorce papers.
Yeah.
So I was the second marriage.
Were you?
Yeah, the guy she ended up marrying the third time, yeah, she was dating him, like I said, 3 months after we divorced. So she basically started trying to date at the minute like we separated.
Yeah, and I feel like that's very typical for people. It's a very hard thing to be single. I'm not gonna lie. And a lot of people don't want to deal with it because it's a very lonely experience. You have to do a lot of healing work on yourself.
Yeah.
But then you have the other extreme, which is someone like myself who, like, I haven't been in a relationship since my divorce either. So I'm kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, like the one date wonder or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think the same thing. Like I've gone on a small handful of dates, but it's always been one date. And then
Yeah.
And actually what finally broke it is there was one, and it was again, probably just over a year ago, and it was had somebody I was kind of interested in meeting. We ended up putting it off a little bit, had some stuff go on, and I looked at just kind of my schedule for like the next like 2 to 3 months, and it's like something going on this week, got something going on this week. I got, and it's like everything. And like the cruise that I went on with, that ugly guy in the glasses over there, and his wife and daughter and stuff like that. And, it's like I just saw all this stuff and I'm like, maybe it's not that good of an idea that we necessarily meet right now. And it was like that was just like the point that put in the last year, no interest in even trying to meet somebody.
Yeah. Well, once you've been like single a long time, I think it gets harder and harder, I think, to be ready for something like that. But I think that's why OnlyFans for me as well has been like a really good and healing experience, and it's helped me kind of really be able to think about, okay, what type of person do I want in my next relationship? And I think you only have to be like with one narcissist one time ever in your whole life. One's enough.
I mean, that kind of like, that is one of my questions, I guess you said. Do you think OnlyFans holds you back from like finding your next love? I mean,
yeah, it's hard to say because I've been single so long, like 5 years. But it adds a new challenge because now all of a sudden, like if dating was hard before, all I get asked all the time is like, can I make content with you? And
well,
it's like,
that's another question I have. I mean, honestly,
yeah.
Do you partner in your content, and then how does that partnership split? Like, I have another question kind of above that, like in the business side of things, like, because what you do is a business, right? Like,
Yeah.
as much as some people will say, like, but like in the end, you're making money for what the fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a job.
Right. So like you're celibate, you've said for this long. Like, do you have partners in this, and or I don't know, do you do women? You said your friend is down the road. Like, I don't know how this works in general sense.
Yeah, that's a good question. So right now, well, since I've been celibate for so long, all of my content is just solo. It's just me. You're just gonna get me. Sure. But the more that I'm on the site, the more I do feel like it might be a natural segue to start incorporating content with another person. But I think I'm just gonna have to figure out, like, is this a person that this is just gonna be like purely a business making content with, or am I gonna be lucky enough to find someone that I could actually date and making content as part of our relationship? So I don't know. I mean, I feel like since I'm just gotten into OnlyFans myself, there's a lot to kind of be determined, but there is a lot more money to be made when you're doing content with other people. So
there are people that. So it brings me to another question, right? Do you see this going any further in that sense? I mean, adult industry, right? Like,
yeah,
actual, right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
penetration of a sense, right? Like,
yeah, I feel like at this point in time, with everything that kind of transpired, being in the news, getting fired from my job, there is a part of me that feels like, okay, Sarah, if this is all going to happen, you need to make damn well that it's worth it for you. Like barely making on OnlyFans what I was making as a teacher is like, it's not going to cut it. So it's like, that was the whole point of starting on OnlyFans, was to help myself financially. So, I feel like as I'm getting more comfortable making content, there are some real big decisions that I plan on making as far as where can I really make money in this industry. I thought I was going to be more the MILF category, But then I found out like every man has a teacher fantasy. So, you know what? They say everyone gets your 15 minutes. And I feel like I want to make the most of mine because it's an opportunity to give my kids a better life, you know?
Sure.
I'm going to say something stupid here. And I can say this because two of us went to the same high school. I never had a teacher that looked like you, Sarah. Mike?
No, no.
I'm not gonna lie.
No fucking way.
You
In
would
high
be the
school-
one that, yes, you would have been,
In
if
high
you'd have been my
school-
teacher, you'd have been the only one who would have been made the hot for teacher video.
Oh,
for
absolutely.
Van Halen.
Got lucky. I had like 3. I mean, right? I did. I'm just
That was
not
kind
gonna
of,
lie.
because honestly, when I looked at some of Caitlin's teachers,
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck was this when I
I
was
just
in
like
school?
Well,
The
I
worst
mean,
part-
you look
the
at
worst
it,
part
I mean,
was I did that
look
same
at it
thing.
from my, at least elementary perspective.
but
I
Yeah,
went to
well,
the small
yeah.
Catholic school.
let's say yeah.
I-
And
You had
It,
nuts.
it didn't want you because you were too clingy to your mother,
Yes.
which is
It
why
did
you
not
stopped
want
being
me.
a Catholic.
so
But even in high school, yes, I mean, every once in a while there'd be a somewhat cute student teacher, but yeah, the
Yeah.
full-time
Yeah,
teachers
the
were
normal teachers we had, like the regular everyday teacher, like some of them I loved to death.
Yeah.
Some of
But
them
it
were
was
awesome.
no
Miss
fantasy.
Tomlinson was awesome.
Yeah, no. Who?
oh, there was
Miss
definitely fantasy.
Tomlinson.
Oh my God, Miss Tomlinson is still one of my favorite teachers of all
But
fucking
still,
time.
I look at it from the, I mean, there were only like what, 7 or 8, I think, female teachers and like 25 male teachers.
Yeah,
in
there
that
were not a
school.
lot of girls.
And it
Don't get me
was, yeah,
wrong,
the couple of
in my
math
school-
teachers, the language
Nobody cared.
teacher, the art teacher. I mean, the art teacher
The art
may have
teacher
been
was
kind of
weird.
cute, but she was kind of hippie looking.
Yeah, I never had arts though.
We had good looking male teachers though too. I'm not gonna lie about that.
We had a couple good looking male
I-
teachers.
I had one. He used to get so pissed off that I called him Clark Kent. Like, swear to God. Like, God damn it! I look at fucking Superman. I was like, yes, you do. What up, Clark? And
Who
he's
would
like,
get pissed about that, honestly?
so,
I mean, honestly,
I-
the best looking male teacher
have a-
we had was Rod Reefier.
oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, dude, we had one in middle school that was an underwear
Reach.
model, right? Like,
He was like a
straight up.
60-year-old
Literally
guy.
underwear model.
Mike's totally
Funny.
full of shit over here
But he
with
was the
Reef.
coolest teacher
He
ever.
he was a cool teacher.
All right, I say we have to get us back into this off the
No.
teacher subject because you boys.
I
are
like the
way
teacher
too hot- way
subject
too
here.
hot and
I mean,
bothered
well,
already.
I mean, is there any? I mean, are
So,
you pretty much
hang
at this
on.
point done with teaching, or is there a part of you that would be like, you know, get back into the teaching if you knew you could be at a school district that wouldn't judge you for the fact that you have an OnlyFans?
Yeah, I don't know because I'm still trying to get my footing and like figure out
Yeah.
my next steps, what I'm gonna do with my life. Like I was not planning on leaving teaching. The saddest part for me about the whole freaking experience, honestly, is when I started at that job, my kids were in preschool. I have twins. And I taught 5th graders. And this year they were going into 5th grade and I was gonna have them in my class. So
Oh.
that yeah, I had worked with their principal to bring them to the program and everything. So, you know, I had to like break that news to my kids, like mommy was fired from teaching. And, you know, I tried to
Yeah.
just kind of say
Without
like,
quite explaining to them why you were fired from teaching, because
Mm.
they're not quite probably ready for that yet, even though they're
Yeah,
at the age where,
mommy's a model now. That's just what
yeah.
I said. But yeah,
So
that
your
that
kids
part
are
was
your
disappointing.
kids are older than Nick's, but a couple of years younger than mine.
Yep, they're 10, so they're 5th grade.
Yeah, I've got a 6th, or not a 6th, a 7th and an 8th grader.
Yep.
Issues that. All right. So now with OnlyFans, again, I don't know how it works. What's the lowest price, I guess, that you could get something for? And what's the highest? Like does OnlyFans set your cost or do you? And then
Yep.
With that, what percentage does OnlyFans take?
Yeah, these are great questions. So this is kind of the business side. So
Oh yeah.
content
I'm a
creators-
I
business
mean, it's a
person.
financial podcast, so
Let's be
eventually
honest.
I have to get back
You
to
got-
that.
so
As much as my
um,
brain is perverted all day, every day, like I'm still a young kid, I'm straight business. Like, how can I make the most money? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell this body.
how am I going to make some money out of OnlyFans? So the
I mean-
nice thing about OnlyFans is that content makers get to set their own prices. So when you have a free page and you set a picture behind a paywall on the feed or behind a paywall in the messages, the lowest price that you can set it at is $3. And I think $100 is the highest that you could set it at.
Okay.
There are limits, just
There
not-
are
they're-
limits.
They're wide enough that
No, and
Yeah.
I don't mean to be raunchy in a sense. Okay,
Yeah,
so and also you have to realize I'm probably the cheapest out of all of us here.
Yeah.
So right, like $3.
I don't
to
know. I
me.
mean, Dave is part Jew. So.
Yeah, but like, okay, so now like when you pay $3, do you know what you're getting? Right. So like I would
Yep,
assume there's some people I can get a bikini for $3, and there's some people I could probably get full spread eagle. And I mean that in a nice way, right? Like
So on inside the pay-per-view,
okay.
there's two things that people do. You can write a caption about what you're posting,
see,
videos
sure.
or pictures. And then there's a little button there where you can actually give like a preview. So sometimes I'll do, like if I'm posting a video, I'll take a screenshot of it and give you a preview. And then that way people can decide. But what I did like maybe a month ago was I have my free page and I have like 4,000 subscribers there, but I have a subscription page. So for $11 a month, if you subscribe to that page, you get guaranteed messages, you get all my content free. I actually do a
all of your content?
All
What?
the content. Yeah.
Sorry,
You broke up a little bit there.
Right. All I heard was you get a dick
Discount
something.
rate. It's not like you said like a dick something, and I'm
You
like,
get a dick rating report card. I made a little report card up, and men love to get their dick rated. So
Wait, so you get things back?
Huh?
So like people can send you back pictures?
Oh yeah, they could send pictures and videos to me too.
Does it
So
cost
if
you money if I send you mine?
No, I don't pay for yours.
Wait, are you so I have to pay to see you and you get to see mine for free?
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to see yours, Nick.
Bullshit.
No, I'm going to tell
and
you
I'm
right now,
gonna
nobody
rate
wants to see yours because I remember my wife going, I've now seen your assistant coach's dick.
Yeah, that's anyway. But like
And
you don't have
you're
to pay for mine.
me a picture and I'm gonna rate it, and then you're gonna
What?
pay me to rate.
I'm
your
gonna pay
penis.
you to like talk shit about me.
No, I don't do like humiliation.
What the fuck is going on?
you're not going to be
I think
like,
we
you're not going to be
officially
like
started
No,
doing
okay,
the
stuff
wrong
like that.
So-
kind of thing.
Time out. Hold on. First of all, men love dick pics. We know this. If you're on a dating site, you're gonna get unsolicited dick pics. Men love taking pictures. They love
I've
sending
learned.
pictures. But
No,
on
no, no,
only-
can we
learned not to send
rephrase the term? Boys like sending dick
Yeah,
pics.
I would like
not
that
send
because
my
I'm
dick.
not sending dick pics. Wait,
I mean-
wait. Because I know what Mike's going to say. I've sent a dick pic, but it was not my dick.
That's the fact. I say I'm not
And it
gonna
was
lie.
only to a scammer.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah, we like
34.
to catfish
I-
the catfish.
I
Yes, we
probably,
do.
I
The
probably
large
sent my wife a
majority
dick
of
pic
men-
last year.
Nice.
Even though she tells me all the time she doesn't like a dick pic, I still have probably sent my wife a dick pic last year.
I asked my wife what she would do if I sent her a dick pic. She goes, I'd punch you right in your dick.
Oh no, I just
Well, tell her every time you send her a dick pic, you'll pay her for it, and I bet that'll change my
I
mind.
bet what?
I don't know if she wants, but like say it's the only thing I got going for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can't just send her a fat stack of money and be like, hey baby.
I think you would get way farther with a fat stack of money, let me tell you.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's
wow,
you.
so
I
people,
made this
people can
little report
resend you.
card.
Now, do you
Yeah, they
get
send-
unsolicited
Well,
dick
the
pics in
key
your
thing
DM?
is you're talking
Well, they're
about
not-
sending.
They're not unsolicited on OnlyFans. That's literally while we're here. Like
Wait,
it's a sex
yeah.
site.
Well, but like,
It's solicited, yes.
Unsolicited dating
If
site.
she's letting you follow her, she's basically saying, yes, if you pay me, I will rate your dick.
no,
Correct.
no,
Yeah.
I'm saying so like if right now I just log on to because we've talked here and this is
Yeah.
business professional relationship. If I log on, find you on OnlyFans and I send you a dick pic, like it's unsolicited, right? Like
Yeah,
I've
and then
paid
I'm
you a
gonna-
dime.
I'm gonna
No,
say,
you
do
have.
you want? I'm gonna say, do you want me to rate it for $10? And if you say no, then I move on to the next person. I ignore your dick pic. But if you say yes, then I study, I look at it, and then I go and make a report card up for you.
Dude, so wait, 10, hold on. No, hold on. I can
Is
make
this a
$10.
numeric grade or just a
I
letter
can
grade?
make
No.
$10
She
rating
makes
a guy's
$10.
dick
Yeah, that was my question. Can we rate?
for $10 a dick. Like, hey, everybody listening
$10
right
a
now,
dick.
my name is Nick Watkins LLC. Send me
Your
a
dick
dick pic
pics
for
and
$10. And I'll tell you what I think. Yep, that's a dick.
Yeah,
That one,
it's-
that one there's a wiener.
You're
I
a certificate of authenticity, so we could say
yeah. I didn't think dick ratings were, I didn't think that was because OnlyFans has its own culture. And
I mean-
somebody was like, hey, you need to do dick ratings. I was like,
I gotta
dick
figure
ratings?
this out.
What's a dick rating?
Why did we bring this up?
Can
Because
I-
that was a million questions. Like, what's your highest
Hang on.
rating? What's your lowest rating?
Hang on. I got to call timeout.
No,
No, I
I'm
have
all
to
hot and bothered now.
this is one
call
of those.
timeout here.
You
So
get 50% just for writing your name.
I can write my name in the snow. Ooh, can I do that?
no, let me call a timeout here.
Dude, think about. I just figured out a way to make money alcoholic. I'm gonna drink a shit ton, get an OnlyFans page, and I will spell people's names as I take a piss because I'm gonna piss like a racehorse as I'm shit faced, and you get to see my wiener because I'm drawing a name.
That's awesome.
He's so going to be divorced in like 2 years.
So you might be. I'm gonna throw this out there
Yeah.
because I know what's gonna happen with us. Sarah, I have no idea when you need to get off of this, but anytime that you do, you need to let us know. But I have a feeling we're gonna have an episode too because we have so many fucking
I
questions
literally
now.
have like a
It's a
phone.
lot. It's a
I ha-
lot.
I haven't sent my. So I texted my wife because I don't have a pen in my papers way over there. I have just a list of just questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that guys wanted their dicks rated so badly.
I had no idea.
Is this a thing women care about? Like not rating dicks, but are they like, hey, how do my boobs look or something?
How does my bush,
Yeah.
or
How does
Vagina
my
look
vagina
like?
rate?
I don't think it's like something you care about, but men are like very particular. Like some men really like. I'm single. I get a little lazy, so like I'll take pictures of all stages, and some men are like they're into the hair, they love it. Some men only want it shaved, and they'll send me messages like, "When are you gonna shave this?" I don't know. I think it's funny. I'm just like,
it tells you how naive I am when you were talking about hair. I thought you were talking about the hair on your head.
It was definitely the head of something.
It was the. So
Yeah.
I will say right now,
pretty hair.
45 years of age, I haven't found anything I don't like.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like, but some men are like very particular.
Yeah,
they
I'm
like
not.
Really?
I'm not that
they like
particular.
things a certain way.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Like I said,
happy
the
with?
problem is we're married and we're content with our wife.
But you know what I'm happy with?
What's that?
If she takes her pants off, as long as there's not a dick, I'm a happy guy.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got no problem if you want to see a dick,
So,
but I don't.
I have a million other questions. Now, have you ever thought, because you said you have hair, and now we have to go into this conversation. 'cause
Well,
that's what I was
sometimes
afraid
yes,
of.
sometimes no.
But like, okay, so have you ever gotten it wouldn't be have you ever gotten a hair artist to like come in and do a scenery, like with, let's say, Mario?
Are you
jumping
talking
through the
like
box?
handlebar mustache or something?
Right, like, or like, dude, think about it, like
Maybe she
Star-
has the
Mario
skill to do
box
it herself.
going it like I would have.
Why pay somebody to landscape if you can do
But-
it yourself?
If somebody was like, "Hey, I'll pay you $100. I want this custom artwork in your hairline." Yeah, I would do that. But you got to pay. Like, if you want something custom like that, you got to pay me.
I want to know who even can do that.
People got a lot of
Um,
key. I've learned a lot of stuff.
I
So-
bet you have.
All right, I'm getting back to me because I'm done with.
So-
You're
so
sick of my
I could pay you to
questions.
do
All
like
right.
the Mona Lisa in there.
So how how long will you be doing this OnlyFans? Like, I mean,
He already
you-
said
you-
it's been like 3 months.
no,
No,
right,
how
but, like,
long will?
Like, how long will
Oh,
I do
will.
it for?
Like, do you have a financial goal? Like, what? Okay, why? We already know why you're doing it, but like, is
Yeah.
there a point where you're gonna stop? You have it set? Are you setting goals are you setting goals along the way to get to that final journey?
that's a
Right?
So at this point, like what I've been doing is working with a PR team. to try to get out in the media, to do some media pushes. I have an article going out in Vice Media this week, Fox News. I've been working with a journalist there. I'm working with my PR team on possibly getting in touch with a ghostwriter and writing a book. So for right now, there's like a lot of question marks. Like, am I gonna take this? For me, it's all about the money. So it's kind of like, can I run this up and actually profit from what's happened to me? Because I don't have a great answer for that, because you have to understand, I wasn't planning on leaving my job, and this whole experience has been really, really hard on my mental health.
Sure.
So right now it's kind of like I'm doing the OnlyFans thing. I'm in the gym. I'm trying to get my mental health back on track so that I can figure out like a good strategy, what is next for me. Because you can imagine, I didn't anticipate that this was going to be like a media frenzy. I didn't anticipate losing my teaching job.
Oh.
So I'm not really sure. Like I could say that in some ways I feel like very lost, because I'm not sure what the next thing is going to open up for me. But I just have to kind of trust that there's going to be some important path carved out for me where I can take this experience and turn it into something good, be an advocate.
Sure. How many hours are you working?
That's a good question. OnlyFans is very time consuming because you have to make content for the page. You have to be available to message. It's like a 24/7 job, honestly. Because even like right now, being on the podcast, like I know there's messages waiting for me that I'm gonna check tonight. And I also have to work on creating a funnel or a pipeline to my page. So there's all this kind of like, if I don't get, because OnlyFans are like flavor of the day. So, if I don't have like a constant new pipeline of fans, well, people are going to get bored with me. They're going to go subscribe to other content makers. And so I have to like constantly hustle to be relevant. And so it's interesting because I'm also in the middle of all this, learning how to be a content maker, trying to figure out the business side of this, working with a PR team to create a funnel to my OnlyFans page. So I don't know. One guy I talked to was like, listen, you got a good 10 years. Cause he's like, you're at the one of the perfect ages for being on OnlyFans. It's like the really young girls make a lot of money, and the women that are like 40 years old, because the MILF thing is very real. There's like a lot of really young men that want an older woman. And I'm in that age of like, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds.
He's really lucky his wife doesn't watch this stuff.
I was very honest with her. I was very honest with her. I said, this is what we're doing tonight. This is what we have. And she said, thanks for telling me. And I didn't know age, right? And my wife,
Yeah, but you're not like,
my wife knows for a fact.
Be like, hey, we're interviewing this woman to get her idea, how
I had no idea
make money out of it. Not like, hey, if I were single, I'd be, dumping on your OnlyFans page, or
You had
jump
no
on your
idea.
OnlyFans page, even
Well,
though
because you don't read anything I sent.
That's
you.
exactly it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, hey,
we're doing an
listen,
OnlyFans version.
my cat. There's married couples on OnlyFans. Like that's a way for
Oh, no.
married.
There you go.
God,
You
no.
can spice your life up. I have this woman on my Instagram live, and she is like begging me. She's like, listen, my husband and I are like super attracted to you. Will you please do a video call with us? Listen, people are into lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Don't cut it out. It
No.
could spice your your marriage up.
No, I'm a very jealous person. I'm the first
Same.
very jealous. But like also I'm willing to just like whip my stuff out at any time because whatever.
I have heard that
And
from
so,
my wife.
but the other thing is right, like, I mean, when it comes to it, I don't know, like I hold myself to, or I hold my wife to a different accountability aspect. Like,
What, than you?
oh yeah, God, yes.
Your poor wife.
Let's say, um, now.
You notice that it's a double standard. He can do whatever
Absolutely.
he
I
wants.
mean,
Very
everyone's got.
He's got to
standards,
be barefoot and
okay.
pregnant.
Very much, but the problem is like, so we were talking about it, like, hey, Nick, you're pointing to yourself, but what? And my wife, right? We talk about it, and we joke about it on a constant basis. I've had an 18-year-old girl broke the crap out of it, right? And my wife's just like, haha, what? Like, and
For me, it's older women.
I've had a 50-year-old woman stop me and just go, hey, you have nice eyes, and then go, ah, and then my wife is like pissed at me because like I didn't tell her I was married, and like because she knows I'm into older women.
She said you have nice eyes. It's not like she
Yeah,
said.
no, like to my
have
wife,
nice
this just came over
eyes.
like that because she knows I would give that woman more time than I would give the 18-year-old who literally just molested me, right? Like, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. But say the older woman, oh god, it'd just be game over for my wife. She'd lose it, and that's how women get just beat up. So
Well, I mean, I know when I was like 18, 25 was the best age. And then I was 30 and
No.
25 was the best age. And
no, God,
then my daughter
gotta-
got older and
I
I'm
just gotta
like, yeah, that age
on
has
this number 25.
see, it's weird
Then it
because
changed it.
30, I mean, gosh, 18, right? Like anything above 40s to what? There's no end because Timor's what 70 now, and I still think she's a
Yeah,
dime piece,
she's attractive.
right? Like
Jennifer Aniston's in her 50s.
50s, right? Still a dime.
Yeah.
Like all
I
I'm
know.
saying is
I mean, that's one
my-
of this.
my
guy
age range
on-
hasn't changed.
This
We
guy.
want to hear
really-
Sarah. Shut up.
Oh, we were chatting, and he was like, "Listen, he's like, if you want to do this, you have some longevity here, because he's like, you're right at that perfect age of 40. He's like, that's the like prime."
Well,
Yeah.
and as financial guys, I think Nick's going to say the same thing I am. Make as much as you can for as long as you can.
That's my hope is to kind of I want to run up OnlyFans, and truthfully it's like some people on OnlyFans, like they're like, I want a Lambo, I want investments for my kids, I want to pay my debts off, and I want my kids. So it's kind of like my financial goals are very different because I've been in this poverty cycle. It's like this real opportunity that I have to change my life for the better, in an opportunity I never would have had with teaching. I never would have had it. So for me, it's kind of like pursuing what this opportunity, you know, where it's going to take me. And if I get to the end of the road and it's like, okay, I've done everything I can do, but I feel like in July when I made 20 grand, it's showing me that the potential is there to make some real money, and I'm here for this.
What did you do in August, if we can ask?
So after that media cycle went down, my income just started dropping. I'm making about maybe a little more than what I was making teaching.
Okay, so you're still comfortable enough to start grinding, and you don't have to go get another job, I guess.
Correct. I'm at
okay.
the point like I'm hanging out at home. I'm dropping my kids off at school.
Sure.
I'm at least making what I was making. Do I feel good about that? No.
Sure.
Because
Well,
it's like the whole point of starting OnlyFans was, but I could see like, the more I'm in the media, the more I'm doing podcasts, it's inching back up. But it's a volatile, in a very cutthroat industry, because you got to imagine all the content makers I'm competing with every day.
Well,
So
I'm going to say, because Sarah brought this up a minute ago, the long-term goals are investing and stuff.
Yeah.
You now know a podcast that talks about that a lot. And anytime you want to talk investing, we're happy to do that.
good. I mean,
I do. Yeah.
Saying we have kids, and to me, it doesn't. It's funny because I'll help a drug dealer out, and I don't care where his money comes from, as long as it doesn't affect negative life.
I went from probably being divorced with a credit score of
being divorced.
Probably a little, maybe over 500. Not anything great or anything. To now I'm, I run 750 on average, and that was only, like I said, 5-6 years now, and a lot of it was just paying off bills. Like I said, it's And a lot was like, and it was before even the podcast, we was just talking to these guys, just being like, do this, do that, invest in
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
get
Well, I
credit
mean,
cards that pay you for using them instead of, credit cards that do nothing for you.
yeah. And one of the things that I've talked about with my story a lot is like, my dad died when I was in high school, and he was actually homeless, and he lived in a park. And my mom was a single mom in a poverty school. And so here I was, like, first generation college student trying to break this poverty cycle that I grew up in. And, I did for a short while when I was married. But then when I became a single mom on a teacher salary, here I am right back in this poverty cycle that I grew up in as a child. So for me, this is like a very deeply personal opportunity to change the life for my children, because the college degree did not do it for me. And, people, so unfortunately, people's lives don't always turn out the way they hoped. Your dreams don't always manifest the way that you wished they would. So it's like, well, maybe this is the opportunity that's going to show up for me where I'm going to be able to do this for myself.
What I would, like I said, I fully agree. I'm the one kind of like you. I'm the divorced with 2 kids and everything. And I mean, I think when I got divorced, I was probably at about 70-ish thousand at that point, just because of where I was in my career with, how long I'd been at my job and stuff, which, is well over a teacher's salary. But as a male paying child support, it does. I mean, single income with a lot of expenses does not make for, a lot of disposable income.
Yeah, it makes for some very desperate financial situations. And that's really why I started the page. Like,
Well, at the end of the day,
bears that'll pay for me to have a page. I'll just keep it. I'll use it under my other emails that I use for
your catfish.
For when we catfish.
And I think that's a good point. At the end of the day, especially those of us that have kids, we're trying to make their lives better, and it's not necessarily easy, especially with the way the system is set up in this country. All 3 of us, Nick doesn't, but all 3 of us have degrees, and I know Mike is not working in his degree. I'm not working in my degree, and obviously, Sarah, you're not either anymore. And if we were, I know Mike would be making no money.
No, I'd be making maybe just above teacher salary. But yeah,
I would,
just the bachelor.
Yeah, I would be making maybe 50, and I do better than that with the company that gave me this code.
Yeah, like I said, I'm basically at 6 figures now.
Yeah,
working in a field outside of my psychology degree.
Well, and even looking at my wife, she worked a lot of jobs. She didn't find anything she liked till she opened her own business, and part of it is, and I think this is probably more class of Americans than it is anybody else, is most of us want to work for ourselves. We want to be entrepreneurs. We don't really want to work for somebody else because we don't want to be told what to do.
Oh God, no. And I definitely do not want to. Actually, the day of my termination, they were like, listen, if another employer calls here, the only thing we can tell them are your employment dates. And I said, I will only work for myself from now on. I've set up an LLC and everything. So I feel very committed to, I'm thrown in the fire, but it's like, I'm trying to figure this out so that I can create the lifestyle that I want and be my own boss and try to carve out the life I want without the demands of employers.
Even with that, I mean, with the experience you have as a teacher, you could probably do some STEM consulting and stuff like that if you wanted to, stay in that realm, or like maybe like you said, when you reach to the beyond that age where, like I said, you're in that ideal age for making money and adult content, be like, hey, I spent 15-20 years as a teacher doing, especially like the last 8 to 10, doing all this like STEM related stuff. I mean, it's becoming a very hot topic in the education field because the United States realizes we're behind every other developed country.
Yes, we are.
So, now one of the viewers that we have, I mean, we were talking about this kind of beforehand.
Yeah.
They want to know about taxes, right?
Yes.
What do your taxes look like? Have you started diving into that type of a thing?
Yeah, good question. So OnlyFans takes 20% of your income, and then I do need to put aside taxes. What I ended up doing was taking the money that I had earned in July and rolling that into setting my business up and then paying for a PR firm. So my hope is to kind of hit it big again so that I can put the money aside for taxes. But yeah, I mean, I guess the way I feel about it is I don't think really anyone can say a damn thing about a side job that I'm paying taxes on.
Sure.
I think you've got, the money you've set aside is probably to an extent deductible because again, it's building, like I said, you've made an LLC, so you basically say the PR firm, all this other stuff is
almost
business expense.
Any part of my life is an expense for content. Honestly, my hair, my makeup.
That was another question I had was,
yeah.
I mean, do you enjoy pampering yourself and like you talked about school teacher, right? We all know what a school uniform is. I mean, so do you like shopping?
I do because I actually lost a lot of weight. I lost like 80 pounds. And
I gained it for you. You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. My own choice.
I got into fitness and stuff and started feeling a lot more confident, and I started like getting into fashion, getting into clothes, wearing clothes that fit me well and stuff. So that is a fun part of the job, is like the modeling part, doing lingerie. But yeah, no, those are all expenses. Getting and I do like doing the hair, getting my nails done, buying makeup, all that stuff. So
another question I guess is, and you've kind of answered a little bit of the first part. What have you done with the extra income, and what is your goals with the initial part of the extra?
Yeah, so like I said, most of that income went into rolling into getting my LLC set up, and I paid a kind of a big amount for the PR team that I hired. So I've been working with them and just kind of crossing my fingers that this is gonna pay off, because I do know that OnlyFans, there's like unlimited earning potential on there. There are women that have become millionaires that platform. So that's my hope, is to be able to get like a consistent income way up and above my teaching income, but then to work on monetizing my OnlyFans, monetizing my story and monetizing OnlyFans, so that I can be one of the content makers that make $1 million. A lot of the content makers that are on there that make really good money have some sort of fame. They have a really big Instagram following, so they're like social media famous, or they're famous. You know who's the top earning content producer? No joke.
Some dude that's on TikTok or whatever. There's a fucking duck.
The Dr. Phil girl, Cash Me Outside.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
That's crazy.
I don't know why anybody wants to deal with her, but I can see that.
Bad Baby, she made $40 million, and so I'm like,
I mean, good for her.
Right.
Good for her, but it shows you that a lot of the appeal, or like Black China. You know, these are not particularly women who are well liked, or, you know, they don't have a great reputation in the media, but they're famous and they are making lots of money, and only just from the fame. So you know,
Like you
that's
said, if you could get, like I said, a publisher to, like, you know, publish your story and stuff like that, I mean,
yeah,
that could turn into a TV movie or a
in a book
movie, and you
tour.
know,
So that's what I'm kind of waiting to see how this is all going to shake out for me. Like, am I going to be able to monetize on
Yeah.
the unexpected fame? Not that I'm like super famous, but almost everybody read the story about the teacher that got fired for having an OnlyFans. So
Everybody but Nick. That's a fact.
well, you gotta have Wi-Fi.
I mean,
Yeah, that does help if you have
well,
Wi-Fi.
and pay attention to the
I love the
details or
fact now that she's
express
ripping on you.
that.
I think we just became best friends.
right?
I'm teasing.
So now, it's a question of, do you find that the more you focus on the business side of this, that you're losing the original part of why you did this? Does that make any sense to you? I guess, sorry.
It was always about money. Oh, like but in my mind, like when I did this originally, it wasn't like I didn't have grandiose ideas about OnlyFans. And I will say, like, one of the things about starting an OnlyFans, like if you look at the statistics, the average person who starts an OnlyFans account makes like $180 a month. So you got to put that in perspective. So even for what I'm making, like I still, at one point in July, I was in the top 0.067% of all content makers. Now my subscription page today hit 3.5%. So when I first started this, it was like any amount of income I was happy. Like if I had a $50 day for posting some pictures, that was awesome. That's gas money. If I had I don't know, I was probably averaging like 50 or 60 bucks a day when I just started out. So it was just like trying to catch some easy money, easy extra income. Now, since things kind of exploded beyond that and I lost a teaching job, this is much more high stakes for me, and I feel much more drive to capitalize on what happened and see if I can really make something big of it.
Yeah, because now you're basically using it to replace what was your primary income, whereas before
Yeah.
that it was replacing the side gigs you were doing.
Yes, it was just like this really easy. I didn't have to buy shirts, and I didn't have to buy bleach, and I didn't have to buy sublimation ink out of my pocket. It's a selfie and upload it. You know, so it didn't have like a big startup cost like my sublimation business did.
It's expensive, isn't it?
It was.
Nick made
Yeah.
shirts.
Yeah, so I still do once in a blue moon.
And the funny part is when you say sublimation, the first thing I think of is, you know, when dry ice turns immediately to gaseous CO2.
Yeah, it is solid to gas, which is the concept of the ink. You know, you heat it up and then
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like hustling for these shirts and mugs and stuff, but what I could only buy shirts in small batches. And when the gas prices got so high, my $3 shirt that I was buying with shipping was like $10 or $12. And nobody wanted to buy a shirt more than $20. So now I have a $10 or $12 shirt that doesn't include my ink, that doesn't include my adhesive spray, that doesn't include my time, that doesn't include the special sublimation paper I had to buy. So it was like, here I was like trying to do the side business, but I was spending more freaking money on making the shirt and then I'd make a couple dollars on the shirt. It didn't make any sense, and I was working so
They might need a new run of Bucks and Brews shirts.
hard. Well, I actually ended up selling my sublimation equipment.
Oh,
I got like $500 for it, which was way less than, I put into it, but
I would have bought it for 500.
yeah,
I
you
would've bought
could
it
have
easily for 500.
easy. And I sold the mug press, I wanted
Oh,
it
God.
out.
I think I paid
I was
500
like,
bucks
I'm
just
never making a shirt again.
really. Oh, your kids are in 5th grade. Like, how do you? Oh my gosh, my daughter's in 2nd. I'm over here.
She's so excited to have your shirts.
Oh my god, I'm over here fucking
Yeah,
making a shirt.
I
Like,
did.
it's
I
homecoming time. I need glitter.
Yeah,
Like-
I made shirts for my kids. I made this cute Grinch one for my son. It said
Yeah.
stink, stunk on the side, but it wasn't like I don't
that is my,
have
well, no, actually my favorite line in the Grinch song is I wouldn't touch you with what 55 and a half foot pole.
Yeah. My daughter didn't. She didn't wear a single onesie that wasn't Hipster Nation made. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Say I'd ever.
fun. It was
It
fun.
was.
Yeah, it was a nice creative thing for me, but it drove me further into the poverty cycle. I'm not gonna lie. Like, at least with the reading tutoring, it was like $20 a session, but my boss let me print the books off at work. So I wasn't having to like that $20 was $20, but $20 on a yeah, I was making like 2 or 3, and with sublimation, it's like very unforgiving. So if you mess up, you got to throw the shirt away. You got to buy a new shirt. It's like,
Yep.
it was not profitable. I tried though. I was trying everything I could.
Well, and that's half the battle right there. And Nick and I tend to find people that we like to shove free advice to. So don't be surprised if you get a whole bunch of free advice from the 2 of us idiots.
Well, good. No, I'm at this point, like, I want to be very coachable because I want to be in a better position in a year. And I want to actually someday send a thank you note to that blogger who thought he was going to ruin my life. Like that's my goal, is to turn this whole situation around and turn it into something very positive.
You have
I
our
hope somebody
support.
sets his ass on fire, honestly.
I do too. And if you,
It's probably a hairy ass. It'll probably catch fire pretty well.
Easily.
yeah, if you check his blog out, you will see like
Mhm.
there's a theme to it. He's very hate filled. He's bad for the community.
Yeah.
He's bad for the community. And for me, like, I take it personal because it's like, it was hard to go through it, but it's equally hard to watch and see him doing it to new people.
Mhm.
Even that kid, that high school teacher, the band teacher or whatever, it's like the way he humiliates people and writes these stories about them. It's like, it's just not right. I just don't really, I don't see how he's allowed to get away with a hate blog like that. But
It's because it doesn't right now in this day and age, there's actually more support for the hate than there is for actually caring about people in general.
yeah,
And hopefully in the next few years that cycle will turn, as certain people maybe go to jail or whatever else it may be. But I mean, yeah, the last, really, you could say 6 years, hate has been a very accepted part of the United States of America. I mean, you're back basically in the 50s and 60s where hating on women, hating on people of,
Yeah.
different nationalities and races, or hating on, like I said, people of different sexual and gender identities was, smiled upon. And it's like I said, we're back in that, age. And, even beyond that, I mean, you mentioned in a lot of it, it's, we're basically sometimes back in the Victorian era in terms of the taboo on human sexuality.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it really feels like we're going backwards in so many ways where, yeah, there's just a lack of humanity. And I did learn, and I heard, like, don't ever, ever, ever read the comments. Oh my gosh, I did that one time on Twitter, and it was like so mean, like the body shape, like just the comments about me, being called names, just people judging me, not even knowing me. I think it was hard to read. It was hard to read. But
Though maybe reading the comments fuels your fire a little bit. Though, I mean, take it from that perspective. Be
well,
like, hey, that's
It doesn't though.
It doesn't.
haters gonna hate even like 50 years from now. The haters are still gonna hate.
the
Like I said,
haters,
we can't tell much from just what's showing there. I mean, you're a very pretty woman, and you've got nice blonde hair, and
thank you.
the color
Yeah.
you're wearing, fits you well and stuff like that. And
Yeah, it's just a shame that we've gotten to this culture where we feel so comfortable tearing people down without knowing them, without knowing their stories. And I just have to really take a step back and understand, like, that is a very hurting person, and they're really projecting their issues on, they're trying to project their issues onto me. And also, like, when you get thrust into something like this, I don't care who you are, you're going to be polarizing to somebody. It doesn't matter what your message is. It doesn't matter if you're a good, kind person. Somebody's going to hate you no matter what. So I think that was good for me to kind of see, because I'm not meant to win everybody over. But that doesn't mean that my story won't resonate with someone, that I can't be helpful to somebody and use my voice in a way that can be productive, because my story is other women's stories, so they may not have the platform, they may not get a chance to speak up for themselves, but I get a chance to. So,
Well, I think one of the most annoying things out there that really social media has brought in the last, we'll say 14 years that it's been around, is the ability for people to feel their opinions matter and that people want to hear them. It leads to a lot of hate and a lot of people saying dumb shit that, if they said it in front of somebody, they get smacked in the mouth for saying it. But they feel emboldened because they're behind a screen and nobody's going to smack them in the mouth.
that's why online bullying and stuff has become a thing, because there is a level of anonymity, even though when you're in, like you say, like a high school, most of the kids probably know that screen name, but still there is that point of all you need to do is be social enough to where all of a sudden hundreds of people outside that school are agreeing with you that and I mean,
yes,
to go to something I thought about is kind of a line from one of the songs that Roger Waters from Pink Floyd wrote, From the Wall. And again, it talks a little bit about teachers from a negative way, but it was basically like, the character, and there was like, when I was back in school, there were certain teachers who would, hurt the children any way they could, blah, blah, blah. It was basically when they got home at night, their psychopathic wives would thrash them within inches of their lives. And it's like, this is what, especially I think these, haters are doing. They're so unhappy in their life that anywhere they can throw that unhappiness onto someone else, it makes them feel so much better about themselves.
yes. And even the blogger that did that to me gave me a new perspective on online bullying and how people love to hate somebody and they like the witch hunt, and that is why he has any fans at all, is because people like the salacious news. They like the clickbait. He used my nude photos as clickbait, but
Which is funny. The supposed conservative person is basically using nude photos of a woman to drum up support for his cause. So basically, he's using sexuality himself.
Nude photos that he paid for.
He didn't like the fact that I was using the photos for profit. So he used my photos without my consent for his own profit. You know, it's like, how twisted is that? Like you, and you're so worried about porn, but here you are distributing my photos all over Facebook. You're not, like, he wasn't worried about that. He wanted the clickbait and he wanted to write the salacious story because he knew people would read about it. But it gives me a new perspective.
Which is there's probably a payment side to some of his blog too.
Yeah.
So he's making money off of you. So now it's your turn to make some money off of him.
That's it. And it gave me a new perspective for the conversations around online bullying, you know, and I was an adult who endured it, you know, and what bullying looks like for kids and kids who commit suicide over bullying or online bullying and stuff. Like, it is a very devastating experience. So, you know, that's another topic that I feel like really needs to be addressed. And it's a shame that Facebook will not just shut his page down for hate speech. I mean, he has a pattern. This is all he does.
Everything you look at in Facebook, they're very conservative. Mark Zuckerberg is very conservative. So he's always going to side on the side of conservatives. Like I said, you can abuse, like I said, you could say, you know, fuck this, fuck that person, whatever, as long as you're on the conservative side of things. But, you know, you post something saying, you know, Donald Trump is, you know, a rapist and you're going to get banned for a month.
Anything. Yeah, it's weird what they pick and choose to censor, which is why I feel like people actually like the OnlyFans platform, because there isn't the censorship on there like there is on Facebook platform.
And did you know President Trump will deliver remarks at a major rally in Michigan on October 1st?
I know that I've reserved tickets that I'm not going to use.
At least a few hundred tickets that aren't going to be used.
I know Mike's reserved some tickets. Jim's reserved some tickets.
I bet I know a blogger who's going to be there.
Oh, I'm sure he will be there.
Maybe we should go and meet him.
Yeah, go say
you want to come up to Michigan with us?
I would love it. And I'm going to wear like a rainbow shirt and I'm going to like.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
18 people will have a heart attack just seeing a rainbow.
Dave and I both have vaccinated dad hugs.
We do.
Because Dave got me a vaccinated dad hug, a free vaccinated dad hug squad. You know, did you get Nick one similarly since he's a dad?
I think I did. Didn't I get you I didn't get you a vaccinated dad hugs?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I don't love you as much.
He's got the pride on his Detroit Tigers, you know, thing. I think Mr. Levy in there was doing pride at his Chicago Cubs hat.
Actually, I had my new Tuscan hat.
Oh, your new Tuscan hat. I've got my Pride Cup cozy.
Nice. I love it.
Nick, I know you're chomping a bit here for something.
No. So I have a million other questions and we're going long already.
At almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So,
I guess we'll ask this. Is Sarah,
what's for the first time ever?
We actually quit here.
Well, not this first time ever, but we actually have true eye candy on our show.
We do actually.
Well, I hope I can increase the viewership. I'll always link every podcast that I do on my Instagrams.
Awesome.
And on my OnlyFans page too. Like lots of my fans go and watch all my
maybe she'll be Jack Razor.
Maybe she'll plug us to some people that are like, hey, those two ugly guys look kind of nice.
Right. So I say before we go into
don't
another
plug
thing.
them as being kind of nice. Plug me as being looking nice.
Will you come back on?
What's that?
will you come back on? Because we have a million other questions.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I say good. I say we'll see where you're sitting in a couple months, how
Well,
things are going, where the business is headed.
I think we're still trying to talk and coming up and breaking some shit here and then getting some dessert
Yeah,
beer.
you are only in Indiana, so it's not like it's very
I
far.
know I'm close. That actually sounds really fun. Like if
Yeah.
you could like put pictures of the blogger around like the articles and
One of the big hits here is, we put a marker in the room and you get to write down everything you're pissed off
Yeah.
about.
Put that
Oh.
blogger's name on there.
Yeah.
I would too.
They've got a board you can write your feelings before and after your session.
I know.
But don't write too many. I get all angry about that.
You just
can
write
come
dumb
in
shit.
on a weekend that I'm
You
actually
did.
available to come up and say hi to.
So quickly, I guess. So where can people find you? Right. I mean, we're here to make you some money. So
Yeah, sure.
plug yourself as much as you possibly can.
Yeah. So all of my handles are love_Miss Sarah with an H.
Okay.
So if you can find me, Love Miss Sarah on Instagram, and then on my OnlyFans page. Now I know you guys are like here for a deal, so you're gonna go to love_Miss Sarah _unlocked. And that's going to be my subscription page. And if you go to that link, it's 25% off because I know you like to wheel and deal. You're looking for the deal. You get all my content free. You'll get your free dick rating report card. So just message me and you get a guaranteed message response. My subscription page is the only one where I will guarantee that I will respond back to you. If you're on my free page, you haven't tipped me, then I may not,
Right.
not respond. So, if you wanna, I feel like it's like
I might follow you. I'm not gonna go for a dick rating.
I would love it.
I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna go for this dick rating. Just like I'm gonna bring it to my
You
wife and be like, see, it's a 10,
The-
goddammit, it's a 10.
I'm doing a podcast with the guy tomorrow, and I've been waiting to do this podcast with them for like 2 months. They originally tried getting me on their show like right when I got fired, but my Instagram page got shut down. So I got my Instagram page back, and he was like, I rebooked with him. So he's on my OnlyFans page, and he was like, hey, I'm doing some research for the podcast. He's like, do you really do the dick rating? I said, yes. He said, okay, go ahead and give me a report card. But he said, but don't talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, how's that research?
I won't.
Yeah.
I would have known. I would have.
You don't do research, Dick.
Say if I would have done that, if I would have known that, I would have sent this shit right before.
Can we
this
just do a Saggy and Harry Paul's rating instead of a true dick rating?
I mean, people have said that about Mike.
Harry and Saggy, I might get a high grade.
You will.
Total
All right.
package, it may be a D-.
For $10, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be doing a lot.
That's less than my.
This
That,
is like
that's
the greatest money fucking thing I've
You
ever
got to
heard.
plug yourself to the gay guys, though.
Like,
You know some?
oh God, yes, but like I've never heard of people being able to make money by rating a dick. Like I
yeah.
didn't
This is
know.
the greatest.
I didn't know you could
business
become a
venture.
million.
Look at her;
like,
she's very pretty. I mean, if you're going to get a dick
Yeah,
rating,
honestly, Dick.
I mean, if it's either going to be straight guys asking a very pretty woman for it, or it's going to be gay guys asking somebody who
no,
looks like
I mean,
Chris
of
Hemsworth
all of us.
for
I
it.
mean, of all of us, I've sent dick pics. Never once have I thought, oh, this person's gonna rate it. Never once.
Now you know.
You're sending them to your
dick
wife.
pics
What's
to your wife?
Say?
She already knows what it
Can't
looks
say
like,
you can't say I didn't send it before then. I was
and
young
she's willing
dumb.
to accept it. Once every
I
6
was-
months.
Never once did I. No.
Mike and I didn't have the opportunity to do those things. We're old enough that shit didn't exist.
Is that when you guys like took a photo, had to like crank the thing
A
around?
dick
get it-
pic when we were growing up literally would have been sending the picture, getting it developed, and then sending it to
A
somebody.
Polaroid.
Yes.
Could you,
Yes.
could you
I actually
imagine
have.
writing a new resume for myself, like special skills and talents,
Yep.
rating dicks.
Dick rater. Yep.
Dick
Depends
rating.
on
Oh my
what it
God.
is.
I will tell you right now,
You want to become
I
a
would love to see
producer
that
for,
resume.
like,
You know,
Pornhub
there
or
was-
something like that. It's probably exactly what they're looking for.
I definitely made child porn, and I mean that in a way of let's.
You were
describe
under
it.
18.
I was like 16. I took an entire like Stegosaurus on a Polaroid where like I had to keep turning it, and then I turned it in and had them develop it. And just because I really, to me, it was like, you have to look at my dick, right? Like, and I thought it was funny.
Okay,
And they
here's
literally
the question:
developed
if
all
it's a
of them.
Polaroid, why was it developed by
Well,
somebody?
it was like-
Because he doesn't know the difference between a Polaroid and a
A
Kodak.
Kodak, right? Like, I say the Polaroid, you like shake and do.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
picture. So
Yeah,
I
you
did
know
an
how
entire-
shake.
Like a
I did an
Polaroid
entire
picture.
Kodak thing, and they printed out all of them. And now looking at it, I'm like, God, you printed out a 16-year-old's wiener. Like, way to go! And just there was, and I had so many different stances of things, and to me, it was hilarious as hell because I knew the person behind there had to develop it, right?
That's,
was
that's the
probably like
stupid shit we get
grandma.
excited about.
Like,
It was some old grandma.
I'm
Ethel.
hoping, and she probably took my seconds. I'm okay. Like, I'm hoping that someday I buy that house and I look at that and go, man, I know that dick. Like, wait, time out. That's mine. Say. So, it's been a very
Though
fun
you may be
episode.
dumb by then, it might be your wife who's like, "Why does that dick look familiar?"
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
You'll be decrepit and not know where the
forget what
fuck
it
you
looked
are.
like.
You
Yeah,
kill a whole lot more brain cells every like day or so than your wife does.
That's very true.
you guys have researched way too much. Let's say I enjoyed this episode. I appreciate you coming on. You know, it's brought me into a world I never knew existed, which is awesome.
You never knew you needed, right?
I didn't like
When
now.
when we
I'm
do
now
the end of your,
do you know how
end
like
of your
weird this
summary,
conversation is for me? Like I now have to go home to my wife and say I know what the fuck I'm doing in life.
I'm gonna rate people's dicks.
I'm gonna be a dick raider, right? Like my friend
I-
Sarah and I,
Keep on a new career path.
like my friend
I'm
Sarah
gonna
and
tell
I
you right
if
now.
we
are gonna
get
get dicks sent
if
to us,
we
and
get the bear sites,
she's
for
gonna give her
OnlyFans,
dick rating, and then I'm
we
gonna give
actually
my
send
dick
you like,
rating.
let's say I
and we'll
do $10
compare-
per dick grade. If I'm like said, hey, if I give you 5, will you grade the stick for me?
I will all day. Like,
And you
I
give
mean,
the actual thing, so I don't actually have to look at it.
oh, dude, I got you. Like
Nick wants to see it.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Sarah.
I'm
I'm not
so
going to share my
excited for this.
profits with you. I'm going to share them with a pretty girl.
I'm gonna say this because I'm opposite of you. So I remember being with some friends, and one of them has a celebrity that's in love with him.
Hmm.
And he has a picture of the guy's dick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yes.
he's like,
That'd
hey,
be-
who wants to see so and so's dick? And everybody had to look except for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see his dick.
Oh.
I'm happy to not see it.
So my question is it a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh no, it's like a report card, so you get letter grades. And then
He's a
I have
teacher.
I asked that
A-
earlier. I'm like,
A
is it
through
letter
F.
grades or is it numeric?
I have it's letter grades, and I have a little comment section. You know how your teacher would tell you like what
My
you're
teacher
doing
never
well.
rated my
what,
dick.
Yeah.
yeah,
Never
what do you need?
once.
It's funny. I have like a little cartoon penis on it, and
Yeah.
I like mocked it up.
This is great.
Sags too much instead of talks too much.
Just to narrow your urethra.
Yeah.
I'm
So I
excited
made
for this.
so I made this little template up. A fan gave me the idea. He was like, "Listen, I really want you to do this dick rating for me, but I really have a teacher fetish. Could you make it into a report card?" And I was like, "That's brilliant. Yes, I'm going to do that." So I made
I-
I made a little.
It's
You ever do like
It
you ever
is.
do like the glasses?
how many have
and
you
the,
done?
like,
A lot. I definitely do dick ratings every day. It's like a very
Every
popular-
day. Jesus Christ.
Every-
I'm saying
Mike
to,
had
to
a
go with the
question before
teacher
you
fantasy,
interrupted.
I
you ever
don't
do
care.
like the thick glasses and stuff like that? And
need to get some. I do have like a sexy teacher outfit, but I also need like the non-sexy teacher outfit to like, you know, like Superman or whatever.
Like the
There you go.
businesswoman. Yeah, I could.
Yeah,
totally-
you change. It's like the the
I
warm
need
ups and stuff like that
glasses,
for a basketball
the
court.
button
You know,
up,
you got
the button-up blouse.
you've
I-
got the cardigan, yeah, and the long pants, and you're like, kapow, and all of a sudden it's
Yeah.
I think Nick's waiting for the nun uniform.
No.
no. I
Okay,
grew up
Halloween
with nuns. I'm sorry that I could go with a regular teacher fantasy. I don't think I could go with the
The
Yeah.
nuns from the Catholic school.
I could go with the Catholic school girl fantasy, but not the Catholic school teacher fantasy.
Everyone's got a fantasy. Everyone's got a kink. That's what I've learned.
Yeah. All right.
Scarlett Johansson is Black Widow. That would be my
Yep.
You guys are such nerds.
The superhero.
No, it's the redheadedness.
Yeah. He always liked the redheads.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
But you guys are gonna buy my goal now is to buy a house. Come on. I swear
Buy a
to
what?
God.
You can just buy a trailer. That'll
This is
give you
gonna-
dick money trailer.
No, I can buy a house.
Probably.
It's
Um,
crazy. It's,
You would
it's
buy a
it's-
house without the
whole new
extra
world.
money, so I don't know why you need this to buy a house.
So it's like now it's like a goal and like I don't know, it's something I
Alright.
need to accomplish.
You both interrupt, Sarah. What were you gonna say, dear?
No, I was just saying it's a whole new world. Like I didn't
Yeah.
even know I got into this that was a thing. But then
Yeah.
I was like, well, for me being on dating sites, I was getting unsolicited dick pics anyway.
Oh yeah.
So now it's just a way for me to like have fun with it. And instead of being like, oh God, another dick pic, I'm like,
Did you
oh
reply back and say, yeah, I only give this a 2.3?
No, it's letter grades.
I'm
C
I've
minus.
even
C
been like
minus.
real nice. I've always been like the nice teacher. So
So you're
So
saying you
everybody's
don't
starting
give-
to
really
see.
hard
You
with
don't
this.
give-
I will give
Is it
you an
graded on
A
a
for
curve?
effort.
Yeah.
It's definitely graded on a curve.
some people are growers, not showers. So
But to me, it's one of
Or
those
this-
things. It's like I don't understand it because I would never, ever, ever send an unsolicited dick pic.
Ever.
Never,
Ever.
never, ever, ever.
Hmm.
I mean, yes,
Because
when I
nobody
was in,
wants
like,
to
my
see that
20s,
shit.
Yeah, I can't say
I would do the naked dance to
You would.
All
mess
right.
with my friends. One of the friends who happens to be sitting there, but I mean, there was always a towel covering the dance I was doing.
I will say the only person that ever saw your balls were Ken. And you warned him before it. And it was on the golf
Like I
course.
said,
So it
I
doesn't count.
was.
it was on the go.
It was on the golf course. Nick, I know you're
Yes, I did hit it past
Oh,
the
you're good.
women's tee, so I had
I think
I
we're
had to play the rest of the hole with my pants down. You have to
So,
do it.
as
It's
a quick wrap
requirement.
up, say Mike's gonna keep going. Guys, we appreciate you listening. I want you to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Sarah, we appreciate you being on here. Go subscribe to her stuff. $11 a month. I mean, it's
cheap.
pretty much like
And it's
adopting a
funny
kid from Africa, right? I mean,
That's right. I feel like that. Like instead of sponsoring an African kid, like sponsor a poor teacher.
no, don't even call it poor teacher. You can call
Hey,
it
we
sponsor,
will
sponsor the poor
when-
MILF teacher, right? Like that's what you want.
prior
to
to
do.
the start of the school year when there was the request stuff,
Yeah.
buy stuff off
God.
Amazon to send to teachers.
Exactly.
I
it.
bought so
Well,
many
at this
books on
point, we're
Amazon
just-
for teachers.
The
supporting a
Amazon wish
teacher
list
who
for
is
the teacher.
currently teaching.
Next
Yeah,
time you come on, we're gonna
You're
have
teaching
so many
something, you're
ways of how
not
to make you money.
teaching
Yeah,
the youth of America.
we totally are.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Sarah, don't run away because we talk after we stop recording this. Thanks again for joining us. I will have all of Sarah's social media links that I can find posted up to the show notes. And next week we will not be live because we'll be on the porch drinking and talking to one of our
If
friends.
you want to
that's
come up
not
to
real
Grand
bright.
Rapids, join us on the porch.
We will be on the porch.
I'm guessing I've got to just say this. I
Go ahead.
actually can say it off the air.
All right. Well, anyways, since Mike's going to say it off the air, thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you guys soon.
dialed in to Box and Brews, you might hear something you can use. Like tips on your cash or tips on the suds. You're gonna want to use the smarts of these stuff. Cause they know the brews, and they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks. So listen up, cause shit's not funny. And save yourself some beer money. Bucks and Brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Brews.
and Brews.
Bucks and Brews.